photo at 11, 11, 11, 11. 4, 3, 2, 1, go! We're ready? Okay, we're ready to get rolling. That's a great way to get pumped up, huh? We are ready.
Oh, what is the fundraising update?
First time playing and it turns into street hack. I'm a little worried.
Because I think we're going to get a lot tonight.
Welcome to day 3 of the 11-day power play. It's a beautiful Saturday night here, Buffalo River Works, down by the river.
Down by the river.
We had an awesome day of hockey today. We've got another few games coming up tonight. A lot of fun in store. How we doing on fundraising, Aim?
Well, you're Mike Lezakowski.
Oh,
and I'm Amy Lezakowski.
I'm Mike Lezakowski. This is Amy Lezakowski.
We're doing great on fundraising. Today, right now, we're at $1,039,000. So we've brought in, quite a bit of money since ball drop. I almost said puck drop. And our players are cranking, and we can go to our website, 11daypowerplay.com, and still donate.
And of course, we could not do this without our sponsors. Presenting sponsors Clever Method, Modern Marketing, our good friends. And we have the Power Play sponsors. And of course, the Overtime sponsors, AdPro and Thin Man.
And our awesome, awesome beneficiaries that we support, Roswell Park, Make-A-Wish, Camp Good Days, and the Roswell Park and Oshai Children's Hospital Cancer and Blood Disorders Program.
We have a really nice show today. We've got Alan Davis, Program Director of WGR 550, good friend. We're going to be hitting the water with the Whistlers, which is a lot of fun. We are going to see some highlights from Drew Capen's team lighting the lamp. And speaking of Capen, Drew's dad, Rodney, is going to join us, and we have a nice feature on him as well. Let's go see the feature on Rodney.
Let's talk about your friend, Judd. When did you meet?
We met December 29th, 1970 in Sisters Hospital. I was born on the 27th, he was born on the 29th, and I was in the nursery when he showed up. We were reunited as freshmen in high school at St. Joe's. His name ended in an H, mine was a K, so we became instant friends. Hi, my name's Rodney, and I'm playing the 11-day power play.
How long have you been associated with 11-day?
Since the beginning. I did a lot of my buddies I play hockey with are the original 40. I think there's probably 6 of them. I thought, holy moly, these guys are gonna play hockey for 11 days? This is insane, Although I couldn't play in it, I wanted to be out there, so I ended up refereeing a lot, 20 some hours of refereeing shifts, and I had on my helmet some names of people who I had in mind that I was playing for. It was a Friday night, and I got that call. Jed had a seizure. Stage 4 brain tumor. I mean, it's like the worst possible. And he said, there's a 2% chance I can live. And I said, buddy, so what you're saying is there's a survival rate. Be the 2%, be the 2%. People are surviving from this. That's how I looked at it. And he did. He had surgery, and the only thing that changed was he spoke a little slower. That was it. He was there, it was him. Jed was the most likable person I've ever met. He left his mark on everybody. He was a principal of a school in a town called Las Cruces, New Mexico. And the town literally, he was beloved, as his wife says. He was just beloved. And when he first got sick, there were news crews at his door, and it was in the paper.
Charismatic, kind, sincere, more than just a principal, Jed Hindy touched thousands of students in Las Cruces over 12 years, including my own. Las Cruces is Hindy strong.
They all gathered around him and supported him, and it's amazing, and it's a testament to show you, what the guy was about right there. It started to get worse. We all knew that this tumor could come back, and it was obvious that it was coming back. So we knew then that we need to get out there. We need another trip. We were sitting around his backyard, and my friend Chris said, "Hey, if you guys want, I have access to a private jet." And we kind of looked at each other. We're like, "Excuse me?" So we finally found Sedona, Arizona might be a great place to go, and we hopped on this private jet. It was like being in a movie.
Some call this living.
One of our favorite movies as a group, it's a movie called Fandango. And in that movie, these guys go on a search for Dom. Some of them are about to go out to Vietnam, some are getting married. And the search for Dom is they bury a bottle of Dom Perignon out in the desert.
That's it.
So it was very fitting when we got onto this plane that we had this bottle of Dom that we all took a sip out of. It was really surreal. I couldn't believe it. And I looked over at Jed sipping on his Dom Perignon, and it's like the greatest thing ever. So we get to Sedona, Arizona, and of course we decided to go off-roading. It was the greatest time ever because he was not impeded by his wheelchair, by his sickness or anything. I've never seen such a big smile on the guy. And then we hopped on our private jet and flew back and listened to tunes and had another bottle of Dom Perignon on the way back. If you would ever ask me, do you want to speak to your friend on his deathbed? I'd say absolutely not. But now I know that, yeah, I'm so happy I talked to him. And we all talked to him. And not one of us said goodbye to him either. We all said, "I love you." And that was that. A couple hours later, we got the call that he passed. And, it was a weird feeling. He always would wear his 11-day power play stuff, and he thought it was the greatest thing ever. He loved every second of it. He thought it was the coolest thing that these guys were playing for 11 days. In 2018, for the community shift, I'm like, this is gonna be, so we can all play now? This is gonna be great. And my son plays hockey, and he's like, well, let's do this. Let's get together. So he put together 2 teams that would play against each other. And, we set out to raise $5,000. We're like, geez, this is gonna be tough, but I think we can get 5,000. Well, when we hit 25,000 for his team alone, we knew that, everybody was buying it.
Somewhere between 15 and like 25,000, I think, maybe more than that.
Thanks to the help of hockey players and sponsors.
You have to raise the money. It's not just hockey. And we had to let everybody know really what it was about. Yeah, it's about playing hockey, but really, it's so much more than just that. I think it's wonderful for the kids. They should know, they need to know. And my son Drew coined it perfectly. He's like, I can play hockey and do something more important than just playing hockey, but I'm playing hockey at the same time. The 11-day power play, I think, should go on forever. And I think that somebody like me or my son, who I don't know that I'll ever not do it. The only time I won't do it is if there's not enough room and there's all kinds of new people who want to be a part of it. That would be great. I want to be in the stands because there's a huge lineup of teams fighting to get into this event, and they should be. I think as a hockey player, you got to say that you did it. That's it. If you haven't done it, you should. You got to wear that badge of honor that you've played in the power play. growing up is a journey and it's an adventure, and the people you do it with make you who you are. It's those people who are the most important, really. And from there, it's just such a great ride to be with friends and go on adventures with them. And I don't know when the adventure or the journey ends, but I guess going through it is the best part.
Gentlemen, the memories that we make.
Here's to us, by God. Here's to us and what we were.
And what will be. And what will be.
Whew. Not too many breakdowns, but that's hard, man. That's not easy.
And tonight we have with us Rodney and Drew Keppen. I apologize for Mike's mispronunciation
It's okay.
of your last
I
name.
mean, I'm sure his name gets brutally battered all the time, so he's just passing it on.
That's my, I'm a Polak, so when my name gets butchered, I return the favor sometimes.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Rodney, Jed, an amazing man that I've never met, but through this video,
I hope it really, when I saw that video for the first time, I almost passed out. I'm like, this is so great. These guys did such a great job of putting it together. We sat and talked for, seemed like forever, and they took all these special parts and put it together, and it's just great. It makes me feel
video.
so, it's
amazing.
Yeah, they're the best. But it just makes me feel so good that, I wasn't able to go to Jed's funeral. A lot of us weren't. Two of my buddies got there, and were pallbearers, and it was a very small. It's in New Mexico, and it's a very small setting, so a lot of us couldn't go. So this is great. It was almost like we all wanted to say something about Jed, and I got to through that. So I thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing.
No problem. It's a good story.
Oh, it's an incredible story. To have friends like that. You've known him. You both were in the same hospital together. And
right. But he had the bottle of champagne. I don't know how he got that in the nursery, but
that was a cool
I don't think I got that. He did.
That was a cool photo.
And to take him on that trip, just seeing him smile.
It was like the perfect scenario where everything came together. It was honestly like being in a dream world. No, we all were just kind of looking at each other like, this is really happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and it was great. And those moments are just so important when you have a friend or a family member who has cancer, and if there's nothing you can do, if you're not a doctor or you can't give them an injection at night that they need, and what can you do? So you can raise money and try to help find a cure, or you can give them memories that are going to last forever. But, he, his wife Susie was, of course, always trying to take good care of him. And we took him on that plane, and he probably shouldn't have been on a plane that day. His leg was bothering him, and that nothing was going to stop.
That probably went away pretty quickly.
Absolutely. And she came back and kind of gave him that look. He's like,
Yeah.
It was great. She's the greatest of all time. But she was just really concerned about him. But that, of course, we were going. We were getting on that plane.
Thank you for sharing. You've come to the 11-day power play since the start of it in
Right.
2018, and I've seen you walk into the rink with Jed on your helmet, and to be able to meet him through this video, we appreciate you sharing.
Thank you so much for letting me do it.
Since we've started this, we've obviously had tons of support from hockey players and donors and sponsors. There's a small group of people that are near and dear, and you guys, yourself, and now Drew is always captain the team. You guys are you're right with us the whole time, and I don't know if we ever can express that enough. It means a lot to us because obviously we're passionate about it, and you guys just bring out the best in us. You make us want to continue to do this stuff. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much. And Drew, thank you for continuing. Your dad's doing a great thing by introducing you to this, and you've done a great job with your team. So thank you both.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, but it's almost like you're giving us an outlet to do that, and the fact that Drew can be involved, and he always gets involved with stuff, Ronald McDonald House and other things also, but it's just nice to do it and have so much fun while doing it. I mean, that's the one thing he always said. You know, that's really his line in this video. He goes, I get to play hockey and do something more important.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, that's I got to give credit to this guy right here. He came up with that, and it's true. So right
Drew,
back at you.
Drew, tell us about your team. Team name? Start with the team name.
Oh, it's Pee-wee's Lighting a Lamp for a Cure. And it's just like a bunch of my friends from like my old hockey teams, like school, just the neighborhood and stuff, or like my friends that I just know like mutually and stuff, just like, you know.
Do you guys have fun?
Yeah, we do.
What do you look forward to when you come to play? What's your favorite part of the 11-day power play?
Well, this year I was like excited to kind of like play player because I'm a goalie, so it was fun.
So you get to play out today, or you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Drew's taken
that's right.
many. We have captain skates, during the our regular, if you will, event, and we have all these skates that lead up to it. And Drew's always there in his gear. Doesn't matter if it's Mike Pekka shooting against him, or Dave Jixter, or Dad, or Mr. Les. You're always there, and you always have a big smile on your face. And so thank you for participating. We saw you guys play earlier. That looks like you guys were having some fun.
Oh yeah, we were.
So street hockey wasn't so bad, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was kind of nice to like switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys were.
You guys can run around forever.
Dee Dee was saying that she liked the street hockey because she could see the smiles on their face and laughing. And with the cages on with the ice hockey, she's like, I can't see what's going out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're, what's happening.
Yeah.
But, it was painfully obvious while we were sitting there enjoying a nice cocktail and some chicken wings that they were having the greatest time ever. They were laughing and a lot of,
Assume you had an 11-day power pills.
I had more than one. An excellent Pilsner, by the way, with a very nice light hoppy finish, but not too much. So don't be afraid of it.
We purposely did that so that you would buy another.
It's spectacular. It makes you want to come back for more. It was really good. It's really good.
So
excellent.
Captaining a team, Joe, like what do you do to get your players motivated to fundraise?
Well,
it's not easy.
No, but I don't really do much of that stuff. If I'm going to be honest.
Who does it?
Him.
Well, you still have to herd the cats, as we say.
Yeah.
Right? You got to.
You got to pick your teammates, right? You're involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the easiest thing.
Drew gets to do all the fun stuff, so.
Yeah. He's the heavy.
Yeah, we try to, we always want to make the teams even. We want to have a good time, and today we were within 3 goals, and I think every year we're within just a few goals.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much more fun.
Yeah.
But I may take the lead on maybe trying to do the fundraisers and stuff, but we have fun with it anyway. So.
And speaking of fundraisers, you do a big one every year.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, we do the we go into the greatest venue in Buffalo, New York, the old Pink Flamingo. And my sister-in-law, Molly Brinkworth, who is the most generous person in the world, she gives us that bar. She gives it to us. So we charge people to come in. We bring some pizza in or some food, and she brings in her staff, and we drink all of her drinks, and it's 100% donation. She gets zero. She does not take $1.
We were out of town when you guys did the last one, and I FaceTimed yourself and Mr. Potto. You guys are definitely having fun and raising a lot of money. So
this year was,
and it was light out.
Yeah,
I've never been in there when it's light out.
Well, I don't recommend it, but it was a really, really fun night. We did a great job, and we incorporated Team Seneca 1, which I'm on, into that also. And we really had a great time. Everybody was, you don't go into the Pink Flamingo and have a good time. Everything's left at the door. And it's a great place. So, sometimes it's hard to encourage some of the people to come down into that scary part of Buffalo, but they're always happy when they do. So.
Oh, yeah, they leave happy for sure.
Well, that's easy. Yeah.
So we talked about Drew's team. You just mentioned Team Seneca 1. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Group of
absolutely. Jeff Haynes is our captain, and I try to help him out as much as I can. Again, wrangling people, sending an email of encouragement. We really should, maybe share your page. Try to make it easy on people to fundraise, because that's really why we're doing it. And the hockey is great, but we're here to collect money. So we have tons of fun doing that, and it's a great bunch of guys, and that's it's a mix of his team, ice hockey team. It's a mix of the Iron League that we have on Tuesday nights at Riverside, and so
best adult skate ever because they go to play hockey for an hour and a half, and then they go to Hutch's afterwards.
It's fun to do that. You can hang out in the parking lot and drink a can of beer, or go to Hutch's. What the heck? Why not?
I've participated in many of those skates. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's a great group of guys. Great.
It is, and you want to what? We have probably 6 of the original 40, maybe right around there, 5 or 6. On that skate. So, it's an easy one. It's a lay down to put those teams together and come out and play and fundraise.
Got Hainsey, Lawley, Anderson,
Kaplan,
sometimes me, sometimes Aqua.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Aqua's steady now. He's in.
Sometimes Travers. Yeah, there's Wags. Anyway, so Drew's got his lighting the lamp. Dad's got his, and one of the fun things that I always think of when we talk to others is there's not many times you get to play with your children,
right?
In a real game, because you can go out and mess around, but when it's kind of like a real game, it's a lot of fun. You guys get to play together. It doesn't happen all that often, and when it does, I think us being the age that we are, getting a little older, we really appreciate it. I know I do, and I'm sure you do as well.
You mentioned the captain skates. I mean, when we went out for the first time, how old? You were probably 12? No, you're probably like 10 years old, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, though, I was like, oh, God, okay, everybody's going to not take blistering shots at his head, I'm sure. He's this big. But so I'm coming in. I'm taking a couple shots on him, and I'm like, he's stopping them. I got to start taking better shots on this guy.
Way to go, Joe.
And now, last year when we did it, I'm like, well, this is it. I'm full out. This is, everything's off now. So you're 13. You're getting my best, which is not that great. So. But it is fun, and it's wonderful to be able to do it with them for sure. It's one of those silver lining things that you just get as an add-on that you didn't expect. So we appreciate that for sure.
I can't wait to see the highlights from the game today.
Yeah.
That'll be tonight.
I heard he scored. How many? Did you have a goal or a few?
Yeah, I had 1 goal.
How many assists though? Listen, you're.
I think I had like 5 assists.
Attaboy. They all count for the same.
We got to find that goal and keep it somewhere because
these guys,
that might be the only one ever.
Our friends from Uplifter, if they can make us look good, they can make these guys look good. Even a goalie playing forward. But yeah, like when you see your highlight reel, they'll do a 4 or 5 minute video, and it'll be a lot of fun to share and watch. And the kids that maybe couldn't do it for whatever reason, they're gonna be wishing they would.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. It was too bad that some couldn't make it, but that's how it happens. People are away. They've rented cottages in places.
Right.
And, it just wasn't going to happen. So,
believe us, the fact that we're here, we're very grateful that we're here and got a hockey game going. So we're grateful.
About a month and a half ago, we weren't sure what was going to happen. I mean, I just hit this point where I was like, oh my gosh, we have to have something. So we're so grateful that we've been able to have the street hockey happening here, and people are laughing and smiling, and it's exactly what we wanted.
I mean, I'm telling you, this was, of course, no one ever knows what to expect. Any
you guys
really.
Came on boat.
We came by boat this year. It was just good. First time I ever took Drew to a hockey game via boat. So I have a picture of him with his hockey stick getting out of the boat, which was hilarious.
That was perfect.
That was fun. But it's just, we didn't know what to expect, and then you get here like, this is great, as usual. I mean, you guys always put on this great event. And you didn't disappoint this year at all.
What did you think of the jersey colors?
Oh, I like them.
Were you surprised? You knew you were getting a color, but you weren't sure which one.
Yeah, I like the red, though. It was cool.
Yeah, the red's awesome.
Yep.
And you know why you wore red?
Why?
Do you know what cancer ribbon color red is? Skin cancer.
Oh,
God.
So we're gonna learn all about that tonight. We're gonna talk to Dr. Bax from Roswell Park. So tune in after you guys leave the sun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lots of good education.
Great.
For sure.
Well,
might want to stay out of the sun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Drew, thanks for playing. I hope we'll see you later in the week, right?
Yep.
And then we'll catch up after, and be sure to watch for your highlights later.
Right on.
Speaking of talking about
cancer
jerseys
colors
and cancer colors, we're gonna go to the ADCO jersey colors. YouTube. So last night we started really kind of putting it out there that we were taking, comments on YouTube, and I think everyone who's tuning in right now, you can find a way to send us a message. And it got kind of dicey last night.
Yeah.
There's fundraising competitions. There were people making fun of Mike.
Yep.
People complimenting me.
Yep.
I'm kidding. So please tonight, feel free to send us a message. We'll give you a shout out, and also donate, because going to our website, the live stream button is right next to the donate button. And we are going
So look how easy it is to donate. 11daypowerplay.com. Click on it.
There's the donate button.
Go to donate. Find a fundraiser. Mike, M-I-K-E. There we go. There we go. Do not put in Chef Lucas. $25.
Oh boy.
This is who's
Here we go.
This is who's giving it. This is Bill Chef Lucas giving us a donation. What a guy. Giving me a donation. What a guy. Donate now. Card information. Thank you.
Mike, that went to Bill.
No, that was his card. He was putting his card information on.
Oh, okay.
That took 30 seconds.
Yeah, less than that.
I just geared up. I gained $25 on Chef Lucas just right there. 30 seconds. So do that. It's easy.
So I think we might have some guests.
All right. So with us now is Dan McGee.
Hi, guys.
Goo. And Chris Boron, CB. Goo and CB.
Doing
These
great.
two knuckleheads, dummies as we call them, were two of the originals of our 2017 event. Chris, you want to say it? Okay, I got you.
Social distancing,
Gotcha,
my man.
gotcha.
Plus, Goo's got BO.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like to be that close to him anyway.
Aim, you ask a question while I pull up a stat here.
Well, we should mention that you both are original 40 guys who were
Yep.
crazy enough to join us in 2017. Well, really 2016. That's when we started training, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's
Yep.
talk about that. How was training? How was preparing?
It was pretty awesome. I love doing that every Saturday. It seemed like we should have done it twice a day, really.
We did, Goo. You just didn't do the second half.
Oh.
You guys got in great shape, though.
We did get in good shape, yeah, and we bonded. Everybody bonded pretty good. So by the time it all started, we're all great friends. So it was awesome. I mean, we knew the majority of people anyway, but we were all great friends after that. So it was pretty good way to start it.
Dan, who did you bunk with? Like, who was in your area in the locker rooms?
I think Chris was in the same room, but we had a lot of different shifts, so we weren't sleeping at the same time. And to be honest with you, I can barely even remember.
Did you get woken up by Sarah and I any time?
There's probably once or twice, yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Didn't set your alarm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
CB was, he's when it comes around to training, he takes it seriously.
Try to.
Yeah.
Tries to.
Yeah.
Some of us.
Round is a shape, right? Goo?
That's right. That's right.
All right, I have a question for you. Going back to our original event, who was the leading scorer?
It was, I think it was Corpy, wasn't it?
It was
Kenny
Corp.
Corp.
Indeed.
Yep.
Who was the lowest scorer, non-goalie, non-hurt person?
I have no idea.
I'll give you a hint. He's one of our guests later today.
Al Davis.
I can't believe you
Get
did
that on
this.
tape.
Was it Al?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he was 62 years old at the time, so, God bless him.
Yeah. And he had blisters on his feet this big.
That was pretty gross.
CB, do you remember how many goals you had?
I think it was close to about 150, somewhere around there, because I think someone wrote me a check close to that for every goal I scored. So somewhere around that.
You had 148 goals.
148 goals.
How
It's not so
many
bad.
assists do you think you had?
Almost the same.
129. Of course, you had more goals and assists.
Yeah.
Goo, what did you have for goals and assists?
I think I had 104 goals, maybe.
105. Pretty
105?
close. Yep. And how many assists?
None.
Certainly more. Certainly more than that. 130, maybe. I don't know.
124.
124.
Oh, I got you on both numbers.
How many penalty minutes did you have?
None.
According to this, you had 4.
CB,
Really?
CB said he outscored me, but I played defense.
There was 1,000 goals scored, dude. Nobody played defense.
That was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
How many penalty minutes do you have?
I don't remember having any, but probably, I don't know, 4,
Yeah,
6
Peters
maybe.
Andrew Peters probably you got 8.
8, yeah.
All right, back to being serious. Who are you guys playing with tonight?
Well, our team's the Dummies, and it's kind of the same group we had last year. Chris and I just kind of split the ice up, and we got a group of guys, and it's pretty much the same guys from, some guys were out of town, couldn't make it and whatnot due to this, but pretty much the same guys we had last year, I think.
Yeah, we probably got about 25-30% of the some original 40 guys, and then some of the men's teams we both play on. Those guys are filling in.
As I recall, CB's done all the work.
Has he?
Getting all the guys.
Yeah, he sent out an email. That was a lot of work. Yeah.
So as far as who you guys play for, I mean, we all play for everyone in the community that's battling cancer and their families, and we want to support them. But is there anyone, Dan, that you are particularly playing for specifically?
Well, my mom's a breast cancer survivor, and then, I've had lots of friends that have been, battling through it. The captain of my Brockport hockey team passed away from cancer a couple of years ago. So there's just been a lot of close people to me that have had it and battled through it. So it's definitely near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad to do it and hope we can continue it year after year.
CB, what about you?
My sister's a survivor. She's a tough cookie. My aunt is currently finishing up a little bit of a bout, and my gram passed from cancer a number of years ago. So research has come a long way since then. But from my immediate family, that's there. But you don't want to, you don't want this to happen to anyone. So basically, like you said, playing for everyone, but the ones near and dear to me and my family, those would be them.
What do you guys most look forward to when you come to play at the 11-day power play? Is there any particular part of the event that you look forward to?
Yeah, seeing
besides razzing each other.
Seeing the dummies.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
It's hockey. It's like we're all common that we love hockey. And whether it's going to the rink or coming here or whatnot, I mean, it's just there's really no feeling like it. So we just like to bond with the guys and try to hurt each other a little bit.
Just speaking of bonding with the guys, you guys get in there. You need the practice.
Yeah.
We're going to go check in at the game, and I'll do some play-by-play. But thanks, boys. Great to see you as always.
Good job, guys. Thanks for having us.
You guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have fun.
Thanks.
Score some goals.
So it looks like we've got...
There's Bruno.
Yeah, we've got some...
Jeez.
I recognize a lot of guys here.
Yeah, I see.
There's Kevin Bender.
Yeah, KP.
KP's out there.
KP was a fundraising dynamo the last couple of years. He was awesome. Canadian, but it's okay.
And
we still like
Wags.
him. There's Wags.
Wags took me all the way to California in December.
Amy flew in a plane, in a refueler plane from Buffalo to California back in one day.
It was a civic service leadership tour.
Yep.
And it was really incredible.
Who else
and
we
Wags
got
invited me because you couldn't go. You were busy with work.
Yep. Wags is my teammate going back to Fredonia days. And still play. Still play all the time. He's a great player.
Oh, Corpy's back. Corpy's back again.
Corpy.
Is this his third night in a row?
Corpy's been here every day. He's played every day, which is cool. Opening night, first night, second night, third night.
Corpy is determined to fight this disease. His mom's been through a lot.
Yep. Corpy's mom is going through lymphoma as we speak. She went through treatment, and then unfortunately she's got a battle back right now.
Kaz is out there. Kaz just went from roughing to playing.
Kaz is extraordinary, ref extraordinaire.
Dave Cosentini
awesome hockey player.
An original 40. A lot of our original 40 guys come and volunteer their time to help us get through these 11 days. And
see Mike Rogan out there, old Vinny's hockey team, Riley's. See who else is out there? Connor Dubow, but benchmark turnkey. You see Stevie Roeder, original 40. I don't know who these goalies are.
No score yet.
Dummies A 0. Dummies B 0. Dummies A is sponsored by Clean MD, and Dummies B is sponsored by Fourth Wave. So after this, we're going to go to a little highlight reel for
Drew
Keppin's Lighting the Lamp.
Here, Aqua, here!
Part of our event this year was really, what we really wanted to do was raise awareness to cancer and the different types of cancer, and all cancers matter at the 11-day power play. And we wanted to share some, conversations that we've had with, some amazing doctors at Roswell Park. And I had the pleasure of sitting down with Dr. Bax from Roswell Park to talk about skin cancer, and he's quite the expert. Dr. Bax, thank you so much for joining us here at the 11-day power play here at Roswell. Can you start by just kind of telling us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and why you do what you do?
Sure. So I am from this area. I grew up in Lewiston, New York, and went away for some training, but came back as soon as I was done to join Roswell. That was about 5 years ago. And my primary specialty is dermatology. And then I chose to do post-residency training in something called Mohs surgery, and that's a specific procedure to remove types of skin cancers. But yeah, I'm a Buffalo native and definitely knew I always wanted to come back, and with what I did, it was just a natural fit to come back and be a part of the Roswell team.
So today we're going to talk about skin cancer and, certain ways that people can try to prevent it from happening. Can you maybe share a little bit about that first? What people should be concerned about with skin cancer?
Sure. So skin is pretty unique. It's obviously the most accessible organ and something that's so easy for us to look at and to notice anything new or changing. And that's really the most important thing when it comes to awareness. Skin screening should be a part of any routine history and physical done by primary care doctors, as just a method to screen the patient. If there's a suspicious lesion, to refer them to a dermatologist. It's tough on primary care doctors because they have so many other things to deal with and manage at the same time. So it's really the patient's responsibility as well to do skin screening. And that's as simple as literally just getting to know your skin, looking at your skin and monitoring for changes. If something's growing, if it's itching, if it's bleeding, those are signs that you should have it checked by a dermatologist and you should get an appointment. Because those could be signs of early skin cancer. Not always, but it's a lot easier to have it looked at and evaluated and decide, well, actually this isn't anything to worry about, than putting something off and have it be something that is concerning that was just put off because you didn't want to schedule an appointment. And when it comes to evaluating skin lesions and diagnosing skin cancer, a skin biopsy is about as simple of a procedure as it gets. So it's something that's very simple to do in the office under local anesthesia, and something that is very easy to do and critical for the diagnosis of skin cancer.
Lotions during the summertime, obviously really important. And then awareness. Is there anything else that anybody can do to prevent skin cancer?
Sure. Yeah. So most skin cancers, not all, but the overwhelming majority are sun-related, and we don't understand the entire relationship on how they form or why they form, but we most certainly know that sun plays a critical role. And to be honest, it is as easy as protecting yourself from the sun. And that goes as far as, first and foremost, we recommend a physical barrier. So a wide-brimmed hat, long sleeves, long pants, which always isn't as easy to do as we wish to believe. Especially in Buffalo here, when we have a lot of beautiful areas to enjoy the outdoors, we do have to be smart about the sun. So if you can't avoid the sun and you're going to be out in the sun, it's definitely sunscreen is the next best bet. And we recommend an SPF of at least 30. And make sure you're putting enough on, repeating the application about every 2 hours, and even more frequently if you're going to be sweating or getting it wet in water. And those methods, if you're able to do those things, you'll do a pretty good job at preventing skin cancer. But even still, there are some skin cancers that will present even taking all those precautions.
So as far as research, this is a research hospital. What type of research advances have you seen in recent years? Is there anything that sticks out to you that was eye-opening and a breakthrough when it comes to skin cancer?
Sure. There are a lot of different types of skin cancer, the most common being basal cell carcinoma. There are millions of basal cell carcinomas diagnosed every year. Squamous cell is probably next most common, and then after that is melanoma. And of those three, melanoma has the potential to be the most aggressive. And there has been a lot of breakthroughs with melanoma research over the years in terms of diagnosing it earlier, preventing its spread, and once it has spread, improving the treatments that we have available for it. And Dr. Ernstoff and the melanoma oncology team here has been instrumental in performing those studies and seeing those patients and seeing how groundbreaking that research has been to improving outcomes in patients with advanced melanoma. What I'm excited for in the coming years is the research that's going into squamous cell carcinoma, that, while it's not as common as basal cell, has the potential to be more aggressive if it's not diagnosed early. So squamous cell is a cancer that, because it's not as common as melanoma, or at least the bad squamous cells aren't as common as how bad melanoma can be, there's not as much research going into it, but the tide is starting to turn on that, and we are seeing more medications become available for treating that earlier and having better outcomes for more advanced squamous cell carcinoma.
How important is it for the community to support research efforts, donations that come through the 11-day power play and the Ride for Roswell? How important are those donations?
Totally, yeah. The community support, nothing that we do here would be possible without that tremendous support. And the 11-day power play, the Ride for Roswell are just two examples of how we've seen this amazing Western New York community really show up and support Roswell and show like why we're the city of good neighbors. And I've seen firsthand how important that funding is and that fundraising is for supporting our mission here at Roswell. And it certainly would not be possible without the hard work of the 11-day power play and everyone involved, because there's really, if you look at it, there's no one in this area or anywhere really that hasn't been touched by cancer, whether it be you yourself, a family member, a friend, a neighbor. It's everywhere, and it touches everyone regardless of race, color, ethnicity, social status. It doesn't discriminate. So seeing the outpouring support from the community has just been amazing.
Well, congratulations to you and your team here. I hear Roswell is ranked number 14 in the entire country for cancer care. That's got to be a pretty good feeling.
It is. It's a tremendous honor. And it really comes down to what our mission is here, and that's really providing high quality patient care and putting the patients first. When you do that, everything else just follows, and it just comes naturally. And it wouldn't be possible without everyone buying into that and really putting patients first. And once you do that, the rest just comes easy.
We have a lot of players that play in our event, a couple thousand. They work hard all year fundraising, but also getting ready physically for their challenge. Their 3-hour challenges on the ice this year, street hockey outside at Riverworks. Sure. Is there a message or something that you want to share with the players today?
We all love outdoor activities, and with that comes a little bit of caution, but you don't have to be scared of the sun. It really just comes down to being smart about exposure, avoiding the peak hours if you can, that being from about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So going out a little earlier, a little later if you can. And if you can't, then just wearing your sunscreen, wearing some protective clothing. They're getting a lot better with the technology going into that clothing, so it's not as warm or occlusive as some of the older sun protective clothing has been. So just invest in some good sun protective clothing and a good sunscreen that you like and that you'll put on. I'm guilty of forgetting it sometimes as well, but something that you like and you'll remember to put on goes a long way at prevention.
Well, we do have a rooftop over us this summer, awesome. At Riverworks, so that'll be helpful. But great advice from you today. And is there anything else that you'd like to share, or do you think we covered all the bases as far as ways to prevent skin cancer?
No, I think we covered everything. And most importantly, if you have a concern, just call and get an appointment with a dermatologist to have whatever it is, that lesion checked.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So clearly we are not professional broadcasters. The guys from Uplifter are helping.
Yes.
So when we get stuck, we go to our Crawley Web Stuck Bucket. And we ask a question.
I'm the one that usually asks the question,
well,
so I'm a little nervous. Oh, we just got hit by a ball.
Hit by a ball. This is a good one. What was your first professional hockey game you attended?
Professional hockey game. Okay, so I didn't grow up playing hockey. I think we talked about this last night. For those that aren't tuning in, my brothers and I played basketball. I played basketball in college. So when I met Mike, he took me to my first Sabres game.
So it must have been.
But then, okay, so
it would have been late 90s.
My very best friend, for those that don't know, my best friend in the world is Kristen Pekka, who's married to Mike Pekka. And when they met, they were dating. And I think, were we dating?
It was right about the same time. It would have been like 96. He had just come to Buffalo.
I think my first game ever was actually going to the wives' room, the girlfriend's room with Kristen, and then sitting in a really nice area.
Yep.
I was spoiled.
Yep. Well, my first game would have been about 30 years before that. When I grew up, my grandfather had season tickets to the Odd, and eventually they passed them on to us. But so I literally don't even remember my first game because I would have been like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
But the Odd, those of you that are, old enough to remember, the Odd was an amazing place. So cool, so much character. We had season tickets right, Upper Golds, Punch Himlack. The old Sabres general manager was one section over, and he'd be sitting there in his hat. So many cool memories. Like the pucks, the safety was so lax. Pucks would be flying everywhere. They didn't even nets up.
So different now.
Totally different. I can remember one time I went with my Aunt Judy to a game. I must have been about 10 years old or 11 years old, and we were sitting here. This puck flew, zipped right between us, almost hit me in the head. This poor guy behind me was like drinking a beer, smashed his beer, went all over us.
Aww.
But I don't know, the Odd was so cool. We used to run up and down the halls, go up in the oranges. People it would be like full of smoke. It's so weird to think about all that.
So when we go to the Sabres games now, which we do go and absolutely love it, but the Poor Man's Odd has pictures of people that were taken at the Odd, and you took one look at it closely and you go,
that's my
Aunt Judy.
Yeah, that's right. Same person that almost got killed by that puck.
And I think you were just drawn to the section because you knew exactly what section she was always at.
I remember one time, this would never happen now, but the guys, we were in kind of the corner, the guys right behind were like right behind the net. Pucks would go there all the time. And these guys would have, there was 3 guys that were at every game. And I can remember one time the puck came in, the Sabres were playing lousy, and the puck came up, and the guy caught it, which wasn't all that uncommon because where they were. The guy stands up, and he chucked it back on the ice. So you guys stink. He threw the puck back on the ice, which you would never see at a professional sports, hockey or anything anymore. Thought that was kind of funny.
I do miss going to the Sabres games.
Yeah, I've been watching. It's very odd. Listen to a little fake fan noise, but we'll be back someday.
I miss the nachos and the really big beer.
Nachos, large beer, the roast beef sandwiches.
On YouTube, please send us why you miss the Sabres games.
Yes. Anybody out there been to the Odd?
We're going to have a little counseling session here. So feel free to share, what was your favorite thing? What do you miss the most about going to the Sabres games? For me, it's the nachos and the beer and people watching.
I can also, one quick story about the Odd. It was really cool. I was with my friend Frank Cravata, Chico, who still works for the Sabres, PSE, and it was Wayne Gretzky days, and the Sabres were at a 7 p.m. game. It was a Saturday, and the Buffalo Stallions, they were the professional indoor soccer team at the time, they had like a 2 o'clock game. Nobody can get a ticket to Edmonton Oilers because Gretzky was in town. That was like 1980, 81. He was at his prime. So we went to the Buffalo Stallions game, went up to the Odd Club, and hid. Until like 7 o'clock. So then 7 o'clock came. Everybody came in, like 6:30. Everybody came in for the game, and then back to the seats. And then we walked right out with a group of people because we have to sneak in to watch Wayne Gretzky play.
I can't believe you're even saying this.
10 years old.
I'm not surprised.
Our idol. I mean, come on.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. You absolutely love Wayne Gretzky. But your favorite player is Bobby Orr.
Of course.
Number 4 that you wear and our son wears still to this day. So Liam's played the Junior Sabres since he was 10 years old. But he had 4 at West Seneca, right?
Yeah.
West Seneca Wings he played for, and he's been 4 ever since.
Of course.
So
greatest hockey player ever played. Defenseman.
Yeah.
Boston Bruins.
It's cute that you guys are both D and you love Bobby Orr. So today we had the Mighty Pucks here, and the Mighty Pucks are an amazing team led by Hannah Lockwood, and Hannah and I were able to chat a little bit before her game today.
Hannah, you're here today with your team, the Mighty Pucks, and you guys are ready to play street hockey versus ice hockey. Is your team okay with that?
Yeah, I think everyone's excited. Yeah.
Is it the cause or is it the camaraderie? Like, why do you think your team is excited to play today?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think everyone just has fun. Like, we have a very different group of kids that normally wouldn't play together. Like, a lot of girls that just play girls hockey and a lot of boys that have never played with girls probably. So
awesome. So you have some new players this year?
Yes, we do.
So this is your second year or third year captaining the Mighty Pucks?
Yes.
And you guys have raised an incredible amount. Why don't you share?
I think it's around $66,000.
$66,000 in just a few years. That's incredible. I know that your family's been touched with cancer. I think I know the reason why you play. Maybe you could share that.
Well, my dad beat thyroid cancer in 2011, I believe, and my grandpa passed away of colon cancer.
So this is very important for you to be a part of.
Yeah, it's a really important cause to my family. Yeah.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to most today with your team?
I'm looking forward to just having a lot of fun and just raising a lot of money like we already did and celebrating a good cause.
Awesome. Now, is your team primarily all girls? Do you have some boys that play?
I think it's about 50-50 this year. Yeah, we had a lot more girls than we did boys last year, but now it's about even.
So this year we're raising awareness to all different types of cancer. So were you surprised by your color today of your jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what the color red stands for? What it represents?
Heart and neck, I think that's, or sorry, head and neck? Is that what it was?
Skin cancer today.
Oh, skin cancer.
Yeah,
okay.
so we're really excited to raise awareness for skin cancer. Tonight we talked to Dr. Bax from Roswell, and he's going to talk all about, the important ways to prevent it. So thank you so much for being a part of today, and I can't wait for you to score a goal.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Hannah.
Yep.
You gotta get into the groove.
The Mighty Puck, sponsored by Leo's Pizzeria. They all had so much fun today. I love the fact that there was 50% girls and 50% boys playing together. I think Hannah's team last year was primarily girls, but they had a blast. And Petey showed up for a visit. He woke up from a nap and he said, "You know what? I'm going to play goal." And we were like, "Oh no, I don't know if you should do that."
All right, so let's now take a break, presented by Tops. And now we were going to talk to Mr. Kevin Pender, affectionately known as KP. What's up, KP? Good, man. How are you? Well, I pulled you out of the game, and since I pulled you out of the game, it went from 6-3 to 8-3. So I won't keep you long.
So they don't need me. I got you.
Oh, so I thought you were on the losing team.
No, we were winning.
Okay. Talk a little bit about just maybe our history in hockey and how you got to become a supporter of the 11-day.
Well, I think you and I were playing against each other probably as far back as almost 20 years ago. Then we started playing together probably 10 or 12. That's how I met a lot of the guys out here. Was the mutual skates with guys like you and Chris Moron, Dan McGee. From there, I didn't do the original 40, but after that was able to get involved with several others. And I've had some pretty good supporters that have stepped up to the plate with donations. And, I would say 100% of the people I've talked to look at this as one of the best ways to donate their money, knowing where it's going. Getting to come out and participate most years, or in this case, watching it on the live feed and all that. So, it gets a lot of support, and believe it or not, there's a lot of non-hockey people I talk to at work and stuff like that who actually know what this is because of the awareness you guys have brought to it.
That's awesome. You didn't get a chance to play in the original event. You'd have been an awesome fit because you know a lot of the guys. But starting with the community shift, man, you knocked it out of the park with fundraising. And you did. I knew you were going to fundraise, but I didn't know you were going to be so good at it. And we really appreciate it because you raised, I think, over $10,000 a couple of years ago, and the last couple of years, I think you've raised close to $20,000. So we really appreciate that, man. That's really means a lot to us. And
KP always gets invited to the Power Play Recognition Night, but he never makes it. We never get to properly thank him. And
I'm usually on the ice with the kids. I'm coaching more than I'm playing these days. So I'll make the next one, I promise.
All right, man. Well, you're up 8-4. Don't mess it up. I know that toe drag needs a little bit of practice, so get out there and have some fun.
Toe drag needs skates, buddy. That's what it needs. Thanks a lot, guys. Great to see you all again.
Have fun out there.
Thanks. Bye.
So Excelsior Orthopedics has been with us since 2017. Got our original 40 through 11 days straight, and we're so grateful for their support every year. So we're going to head to the Excelsior tip of the day.
Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Josette Fisher. I'm the Director of Sports Medicine and Wellness with Excelsior Orthopedics. I am happy to announce that we are yet again the healthcare provider for the 11-day Power Play. This week, our team of experts will be sharing with all of you, either watching online or participating during the event, 11 healthy tips to keep you safe and active.
Our third tip in our series is again going to focus on recovery. Now, in our first series of recovery exercises, we spoke about the lower leg, specifically the ankle and the calf. In our second series, we're going to talk about muscles more towards the hips. The first motion we're going to show you is called a hamstring crawl, or an inchworm, as some of you may know it. In this, our biggest focus is the posterior chain. So when we talk about that, we mean your hips and your legs. If you see in the video, you'll start in a push-up position. From here, while keeping your knees straight, you're going to tiptoe your way from your toes all the way up to the palms of your hands. You can see that I'm a little bit tight, but many of you may be able to get your toes all the way up to your palms. If doing so, try to keep your heels flat on the floor to enhance your stretch. Once stretched, hold for a couple of seconds, and then walk your way backwards. You can repeat this between 5 and 10 times. The next video is going to demonstrate what we call a Spider-Man lunge. This is a great movement to help open up your hips. You'll stretch multiple structures that are going to be critical for your success and safety and health on the floor. As you'll see in the video, we again start in the push-up position. From here, you'll take one foot and bring it to the outside of one of your hands. Your goal here is to keep your back leg straight during this motion. Once you've got your foot outside your hand, you'll take that hand and you'll rotate up to the ceiling. It's critical that you keep your eyes on your hand the entire time to encourage more mobility through your spine. So again, this motion will work well for your hips as well as mobility on your spine. We ask that you repeat this motion 10 times on each side. By the time you're finished, you should be feeling pretty good. The last clip we're going to show you is more active mobility. And although in the video you'll see me demonstrating this with hurdles, you don't need hurdles to complete this motion. You can simulate the hurdles if you want, or you can step over any object that gives you adequate height to clear. We've got 2 motions to go through. The first is called hip external rotation. In this video, you'll see me standing nice and tall with my chest up. From here, I'm going to raise my right leg up so my hip is approximately at 90 degrees, knee is approximately at 90 degrees, and I'll rotate my hip up and out to step over the hurdle. Once I touch down on the other side of the hurdle, I'll bring my foot back and return to my starting position. As you do this, the emphasis here is opening up those hips, creating mobility, and stretching out all the structures that connect to the pelvis. In the second part of the hurdle mobility video, we'll do what's called an under and an over. In this position, you're going to take a big side step through our tall hurdle and squat as low as you can to get underneath. From here, you're going to clear the hurdle, but then I'd like you to rock back to your starting position. After rocking back to your starting position, you'll clear under the hurdle one more time and then step over the small subsequent hurdle. You'll repeat this for anywhere from 5 to 10 reps until you feel like your hips are loose.
Thank you everyone for checking our healthy tip of the day. If you do find yourself in need of orthopedic care, you can find us at excelsiorortho.com or give us a call at 716-250-9999. We'd be happy to serve you.
Earlier today, I got to catch up with Dan Spellman. Dan's been a captain with Team Lindy, prior to Team Lindy, Team Praxair for since the community shift had started. So let's see what Dan had to say.
Hello, I'm here with Dan Spellman. Dan Spellman is captain of Team Lindy, and you have taken up the entire ice, if you will, right? So you got basically a group of guys that's going to split up into 2 teams and play against each other.
Yes, got I think 20 or 23 guys, something like that. The rosters had a little bit of turnover here in the last week or so, but I think everybody's excited to be able to be here, and the fact that we've got anything going on, I think, is just amazing, and I think it's a lot of built-up energy and so much excitement to be doing this.
I can, as you guys were kind of rolling in, I could already see the guys, jabbing each other. It didn't take long for that to start. That's one of the greatest things about hockey is. It's not just what you do on the ice or on the floor, whatever. It's the camaraderie before, after. It's like that's what hockey's all about, and that's why it's great to even be where we are right now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your team, the makeup of it, how you come together, and just talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Well, so we're Team Lindy. So the company we work for, or a number of us work for, about half of us, is Lindy PLC. We were previously known as Praxair. We've been a Buffalo, Tonawanda staple for about 100 years. So Lindy's been a sponsor of ours here for this is our 3rd year in the event. And like I said, about half the team is Lindy employees, and then friends of, siblings of, family members, right? And
well, you guys started out as Praxair. There was a connection with our friend Terry Bourgeois, who's at Praxair, now Lindy. And as you said, you guys have been with us from the start. Lindy's been a great sponsor of ours. We thank yourself for making that happen in Lindy. Do you want to just tell what is Lindy? In general, what is the business?
We are industrial gases, so take in the air, separate it into the parts, oxygen, nitrogen, argon. That's kind of our big business, and so especially now with COVID and whatnot, the oxygen piece has been huge, supporting the hospitals. We have home therapies that support people in home, whether on lower flows of oxygen to support the fight against COVID, and that's just on that level. So much of what we do is really an industrial business. We help steel mills and food and beverage industry so much.
You see, if you drive down the road in Industrial Park, whatever, oftentimes you see Lindy towers, and those are probably nitrogen or oxygen or argon or something like that. So I just wanted to let you, thank you for your company because you guys have been with us right from the start. I can still remember calling you as we had an application process. After we did our original event, we'd switch it to a community shift. And I can still remember, I called everybody. I called all the applicants. And it was important for Amy and I to talk to everybody, to get to know everybody, because we, we're like a family around here, so to speak. And you were one of the first people I talked to. And I just remember how passionate you were. You talked about having a team of guys that plays a lot. You do other charity events. The company and yourselves are very charitable. And I knew right away it was going to be a good fit. And you've been here. This is your third year. This is our third community shift, and you've been here ever since. And you guys have brought a full ice every time and a sponsorship. And you guys are exactly what this is all about. And we really thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
You guys were gearing up for your third year.
Yeah.
We're hammering it, and then COVID happens, New York pause, all that stuff, and then obviously we changed gears about 4 different times. Yeah. Thank you everybody for your patience. I always ask people, what was the reaction when you said, "Hey, we're going to do ball hockey or street hockey"? How did that go over?
Some guys, with the date change, some guys, that didn't work now. They're on family vacations and whatnot. Other guys were like, I want to do something, I'm in. Other guys, it didn't work. Their family situation may have not allowed for it. But, like I said, I've got 20 guys here. So there's this energy of wanting to that camaraderie that a lot of us have been lacking over the last 5 months. But also in the name of this event and what it is to the community. You're seeing signs. I'm hearing you guys on interviews on WBEN and GR and everything. And the way this has been embraced by this community is just, it hits me every time. It's just so special. And so I'm excited to be here and to be a part of it. And I think, the guys are raring to go.
I think some people didn't want to do it because they weren't into it, whatever, which is fine. I totally understand. But when they see the video and the clips and the highlights of people having fun, they're going to wish. I think a lot of people will wish they had, because myself included, everybody that's been here has had a blast, and I know that those that, and yourselves included, I can tell already. Doesn't matter what happens out there, you guys are already having fun because you're finally back together. So that's great. Is there anybody, yourself, any of your teammates, is there anybody in particular, a friend or relative that you're playing for or in honor of?
Yeah, so today when I was thinking about it, and I haven't done this in past years and I don't know why, but I was getting my sticks together, figuring out what I was going to use stick-wise, didn't want to use my good sticks or whatever. Not that they ever score anyways, but, and I was like, I'm going to write names on my stick. And I talked to my wife, and I'm like, my list is going. And on one side of the stick, I've got a list of, it's like 12 or 13 people that we know either closely, that have passed, have lost in their battle. And on the other side, I've got about probably another 10 people that we know personally that are either have beaten it or are in the fight. So, and my wife works at Roswell, so I'm hearing the stories of what they're doing on a daily basis. The work they do, the care of these people, from the doctors, the nurses, the people who are there helping push around wheelchairs, the volunteers, plug for social work. My wife's a social worker. These people are so invested, and I don't know how they do it on a daily basis.
They're really extraordinary people. The hospital's extraordinary. They just came out, 14th in the country again. So it's an extraordinary place, and we're going to continue doing stuff like this and raising money. As you know, we surpassed $1 million. So we're gonna keep after it. I appreciate yourself, your teammates. Thank you for doing this, and I hope that we can continue this for years to come and raise a lot of money for our beneficiaries.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, thanks. Go have some fun with your friends there.
We will.
All right, man.
Thanks, Mike.
See you later.
KP wins it back to JB. Shoots it from 5,000 feet away. And of course, it gets saved. KP over to Goo. Oh, don't get hurt. Oh, nice try. DJ Horn, captain of the Danes, now with the ball. Oh, a little shake and bake in the corner. Oh, don't trip, don't trip. Gives it up to JB. JB over to Aqua. Kazi gets it broken up. Oh, he's going hot, going hot. That's right. Billy Wags, former Fredonia State Blue Devil, coming in hot. Nice shot. It all starts from the back end, Wags. All starts from the back end. We'll be talking to our buddy Dave Cannon later, around 9 o'clock or so. All starts at the back end, huh, Wags? All starts at the back end. Oh. We got a goalie playing forward. This is going to be good. Got 2 of the 6 goals. Katie McGee getting in the YouTube live feed. Katie McGee. Frito-Lay employee extraordinaire, living in Tennessee. This is a goalie with the ball. Oh, he iced it. Aqualine to Kazi. Kazi, oh no, this is gonna hurt. Billy Schwartz, oh, almost another assist. We got Kazi and CB out there. That's a deadly duo. What I tell you, Kazi to CB, between his legs. We got a ball game, 10-7. I think Dubel, Connor Dubel, who works for CB, who's playing D, he must have let him score that. He doesn't want a bad assignment next week. Oh, CB wins another one. Oh, Kaz to CB again. Oh, Aqua naturally misses. Kazi working the corners hard. CB, Kaz. Oh, Team Red is putting on the heat. Number 11 gives it to number 11. Oh, number 11 White steals it. Number 11 to Red. Number 11 White. Number 11. Number 11. Oh, good D, Schwartzy. As I watch this game, I'm going to name some of our sponsors here. Our presenting sponsor is Clever Method. Our sponsors that have been with us right from the start: Crowley Webb, Excelsior, Lamar. Toddy Schaefer was here earlier playing a game. New Era, with, of course, their awesome hats. Another ball out.
That cost $3.
Tops Friendly Markets donating snacks and food. And last but certainly not least, and making this all possible from a production standpoint, are the folks from Uplifter Video, Mark Blazak, and Jason Haller. It's the Canadian pronunciation of Holler, but we'll call him Jason Holler. It keeps us in line. Well, oh my God, dude, that ball is coming right in my face. No. I'm a professional. I would never do that. 3-on-2. And this game sponsored by Clean MD and Fourth Wave. Thanks, guys. Fourth Wave Business Solutions, as I should say. Oh, Stevie Roeder, another original 40. How many have we got out here? Roeder, Bruno, Aqualine, Boron, Corpy. Look at Corpy. Corpy decided to put on his Jofa, the red Jofa, to match the red gloves, the red socks, and the red jersey. This guy's a true professional. He's been quarantining, and Nabisco stock has gone up since then. They make Chips Ahoy. Mikey Rogan, a Lindy guy. Oh, Boron, nice move. Rogan steals it. Dan Spellman. DJ Horn with the steal. KP rocks one. Sometimes our friends from Uplifter Video have to keep us in line because we're just, not broadcasters. I'm going to sit down here. Let's do some stats. What's going on with the 11-day power play? Let's have some fun here. Katie McGee says, "Go Dad." Whoop. All right, Lamar fundraising board. Let's see. So right now, the top 3 fundraisers in order of coolness are Mike Lesikowski, Mike Carl.
No.
The top.
Let's
3,
repeat that.
The top 3 fundraisers are Bill Chef Lucas from ATC Brew Bus of Buffalo, who's more than $30,000. Myself from Team Regals, 1980s Regals, Owen Strong, Owen Chase. I'm also over $30,000. Mike Carl, Team Purple Parrots, is over $26,000, which is pretty cool. In terms of $5,000 power players, we have 20 people in this event that are over $5,000. Those 20 folks have raised $236,000 this year.
Oh my gosh.
20 people have raised over $236,000 of the million. That's like 20% of all the fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, a quarter.
And then the power players, 1,100 plus, we have 235 in this event that have raised over $1,100, and those folks have raised $621,000, which is more than half, which is crazy. We've got.
It's amazing if you think about it. If our players share their page,
yep.
We're collecting donations through September every year. Within that last month, after September, we bring in a lot of money.
Yeah.
Matching gifts from companies, and it's
Yep.
not too late to be a power player in the sense that we have power player lawn signs with our sponsors on it that we will deliver to your front lawn. So any player that hits that, you'll wake up one morning and be surprised.
The 5K power players also get a sweet bag, which is really cool.
Oh, the hockey bag.
Yeah.
That's new this year.
Yep. We're going to go back to a little bit of game action for a minute. It's now 11-7, Team White.
So we received some thank you cards from some patients and family members at Roswell Park. I just want to read them. This is for our players and their efforts. Thank you for your time and efforts. Thank you for all your wonderful support. God bless. Nice job. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep it going. Thank you. Thank you for helping families like mine at Roswell Park. Thank you for your great efforts and for your continued support. Keep it going. Work hard, play hard. Thank you for what you are doing. Congratulations on your 1 million. Keep doing good things. Thank you for all the effort and work you have done to help find cures for cancer. It is very much appreciated. Thank you and good luck. You are awesome, and my family and I appreciate you using your talents and giving up your time to benefit us and Roswell. It's really sweet to get cards from patients and family members at Roswell Park, and we thank them for sending those in. If anyone out there on YouTube would like to make a comment, we'd be happy to share that. He told people on his social media that he's being interviewed at 9 o'clock. He's being interviewed at 9 o'clock.
Good friend Dave Kennan. Hey, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hello. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. Doing great.
Thanks for visiting us. We've
Well,
been
thanks
here
for doing this
living
again.
in an RV, so when people come and visit, we love it.
Yeah. Well, it looks nice.
So, Dave, before we get into 11-day stuff, a little background about yourself. You and I have known each other for a really long time, and it was really in playing against each other as kids mostly. But just give us a little background about your hockey life and career.
Well, I started with Wheatfield back in 1976.
Wheatfield Blades.
Wheatfield Blades, 1975, 76. And I went through the house league and played travel, of course, against you with the Regals. It didn't end so well with us, for us, most of the time, but we did get you a few times. So then I went on and I coached for Wheatfield for 15, 20 years, and then
Kids
now.
that play?
Yeah, my son, he aged out 2 years ago, so he's done playing, but I'm currently the president of the Wheatfield Blades. So I've stayed with it all these years.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a lot of work.
It is,
and
especially
now,
this year.
Yeah, this year I can only imagine. I
Yeah.
mean, my son plays, and we stay active in youth hockey, so it's I don't know what the word is. It's the great unknown of how this thing's going to shake out.
Well, yeah, it is certainly a lot of unknowns, but I can tell you our board's working hard. Western York Amateur Hockey League is working hard. The West Section's working hard. The state's working hard.
Yep.
They're all doing whatever we can to make sure that the kids have a season.
Yeah. You were one of our. You were one of my kind of a sounding board as we were tracking whether or not we have this is an annual hockey event, right? And we back in February, March, we knew that we couldn't go on the ice because of COVID. And then you and I spoke a lot, and you being the president of the organization, would stay in touch with USA Hockey and New York State Hockey, and so we would use you as a resource because you were in those conversations. And it became clear, unfortunately, at some point that we couldn't get to play on the ice, which is fine. But here we are. We found a way, which is a testament to all the people involved, and we still get to raise money and still get to play hockey.
No, it's great that you guys do this because, like you and I talked several times, cancer's not taking a break. So we need to keep doing this stuff for our community, and it'll be better next year. That's the way we look at it.
Yep.
So Dave, everyone plays, for the whole community and our families battling cancer. Is there anyone in particular that you're playing for when you do join us for the 11-day?
Well, my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer on October 17th, 2011. So it's a hard thing. Obviously, you guys have been through it, but we got through it as a family, and she's a strong lady, and I play for her. Her name's Michelle. So we've been married almost 23 years, but so that's who we play for.
And she went through treatment, and she's doing well.
She went through treatment. Also, my mother-in-law, Susan McIntosh, is a breast cancer survivor. So she went through surgery. She had 2 surgeries, radiation, and it's almost 9 years now. So we're doing okay.
We this year we have a theme, as you can see. I'm not even sure if you knew this or not, but those aren't our typical 11-day colors, and we decided that instead of having just our traditional white, blue, and light blue, that we were going to represent cancers by the certain colors every day. And today happens to be red, which is skin cancer, and there is, as you can probably imagine, breast cancer will be a focus. It hasn't been yet, so make sure you stay tuned for those jerseys because they look really cool. But we've had lavender, which is all cancers. We've had black and white, lung cancer, sarcoma. We've had
melanoma.
Melanoma's black, I'm sorry. And then we've had red and white, and also, what am I missing? Lime green was lymphoma, and purple was pancreatic. So we've covered those. There'll be a handful more, but we've everybody, the jerseys seem well accepted, and I think what's going to end up happening is we don't know who's been affected by what, but through during the course of the event and maybe after, I think there'll be some jersey trading, and
we've already had that. We had somebody that recovered from lymphoma, and he just traded a jersey with another player. I think he was.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I really like the jerseys. They're nice.
So tell us about now. I have a team from the Regals, and you mentioned you had a team from Wheatfield, and then last year we got together and decided. You tell the story.
Well, you played in our game last year, our coaches' game, and we talked afterwards, and we thought it would be fun.
By the way, Ken Franasiak was in there.
Yes.
Ken was a top fundraiser.
Yes, Ken's a great guy. So we thought it would be fun to pit the old Regals against the Blades. It didn't go so well again, but we had a much better team this year, but we'll be back next year for you. Don't you worry.
Well, it's fun because we, some of us haven't seen each other in 25, 30 years, and it's fun to think back. It makes you think back about those times.
Sure.
It seemed like it was a drive to Wheatfield was like, oh, game in Wheatfield takes forever to get there. And it's probably like a 20-minute drive or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just reminded me of those days, and I can still remember kids on your team that were good or the one you didn't like or whatever that case may be. But it was kind of cool to do that, and then to do that again. I'd like to continue doing that if we can, as long as we got the right mix of guys that are competitive. We don't want to, we want to make sure it's competitive and fun for everybody. But most importantly, we've all raised a lot of money, which is paramount.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for us as an organization to put together a team. We had 3 teams in it this year. We had 2 coaches teams and of course the alumni team. So we'll be back whenever you guys, as
Awesome.
long as you do this, we're going to continue to support it.
Awesome.
Our organization supports it, and all of our parents support it, all of our players. So, yeah, we field's with you guys.
Awesome.
I think you guys do your own. Do you do like a game that like is focused on cancer? through the
We
wheat
do.
fields?
We've done it a few years. It's called Make the Rink Pink, or Turn the Rink Pink, and we have a weekend that's dedicated to raising money for breast cancer, again, for my obvious reasons, for my wife. So we've done that a few years, and we'll continue that. Who knows what's going to happen this year, but we'll continue it as much as we can.
Right.
So,
right. Well, I really appreciate you being involved. I appreciate the support of the organization. As you guys are involved, kids will get involved, boys and girls coming up, and like that. That's great because they see the importance of giving back to the community. So thank you for being a good example for your organization and for hundreds and hundreds of kids that play within your organization. And we look forward to the rivalry to continue.
Well, I appreciate you guys, everything that you guys do. It's amazing. It really is. It's a total community event. You guys have done such a great job, and especially this year, how hard it must be. So we appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys having us, and we'll be here as long as you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Have a good night.
And we're going to beat you next year.
You heard it here first.
We're going to watch a little bit of the game.
Let's watch a little bit.
Got help on the left. Forward.
Welcome back to day 3, part 2 of the 11-day power play presented by Clever Method. A great show so far. Got some good guests coming up. How are we doing on fundraising?
Fundraising is going great. You know, we hit that $1 million mark right before ball drop, and right now we're at $1,039,000. So our players are not stopping. They're sharing their fundraising pages because they know how important it is to support the causes that we do.
And naturally, we could not do this without amazing sponsors. We're sponsored by Clever Method as our presenting sponsor. We have several power play sponsors, Uplift Your Video, and overtime sponsors, Ad Pro and Thin Man. Great supporters.
And our beneficiaries, Roswell Park, Make-A-Wish, Camp Good Days, and the Roswell Park and Oshai Children's Cancer and Blood Disorders Program. So today, the Whistler team played, and I got to sit down and talk to Brendan Whistler.
Good buddy.
So Brendan, what an amazing feature on your team. You guys have been with us for this is your 3rd year. How is it playing in the 11-day power play?
It's great. I mean, especially with everybody on our team, the mix of the young and the old guys. And it was just, it's just great just to be out there, whether we're on the cement or we're on the ice, to be with our kids, our own kids, is it's special. And to play for what we're playing for, it's the best.
So being out on the boat, you know, I'm not in the feature. I was actually on that boat, sitting with your wife, enjoying an 11-day power pills.
That's right.
And just seeing like the fathers and the sons, and you know, just something that you guys are so passionate about. You know, not only sailing but playing hockey, and seeing that camaraderie out on the boat that night. What a beautiful night!
Absolutely, and that's all part of it. My whole family, Starks, Barretts, we're all sailors. We're always on the water. We did it with our parents. We do it with our kids, and same with hockey. You know, I did it growing up, and I coach my son. And it's just the perfect match. Teach the kids to give back. You know, they go out on the ice, they just skate, and they don't think about the other stuff that family members that had problems, issues, death. And to make them think about what we're doing, it's pretty cool because they're at that age where they start to get it. It's affecting them, for sure.
It's such a great thing for you guys to do together. I did notice a few social media posts in the last couple months of you on the boat with the 11-day power pills.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys are pretty big fans of it.
Absolutely. I think I stocked up, like in May, I think I loaded up the boat with 2 cases of it. And after your trip out there, and Mike, I think we're a little bit thin now. So I got to go load up and get a few more. I think there's only not much left. So definitely got to load up the boat for the rest of the summer.
Well, I just want to thank you and Kim, your wife, you know, for captaining this team for the 3rd year and just always giving, you know, your heart and soul to our beneficiaries. What is the total that you guys have raised?
We're probably maybe $105,000 3 years, which is obviously we always wanted to do our best every year, and we went out hard the first year. And just want to commend you guys for what we're going through, the world's going through now, and to hit $1 million. It's amazing. I mean, think about that, and it's just amazing to me. And for my team, we surround ourselves with good people. And a shout out to my wife because she does everything.
She's a great captain.
She's a great captain. I wear this because I'm out there playing, but she is a captain of both teams because she gets it done. She's great. So thank you to her and you guys for allowing us to be here. It's special.
Well, I know I can't wait to see you guys out there. We're going to show a highlight reel of what you guys do today, so hopefully not too much slipping and sliding.
No, and thank God we have the young kids because us old guys are going to be struggling out there a little bit. But we'll have fun.
Well, good luck, Brendan.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yep.
So as we talked about in the interview, it was a beautiful night on the water.
I play because it's what I can do to help to try and beat a horrific disease that it affects every single one of us every day.
We've known a lot of people that have lost to cancer, so it means a lot to be playing for them.
To represent my grandfather who died of pancreatic cancer in 2010. Our family really misses him. He would be there watching me because he used to love to do that.
My brother-in-law, Dennis Zeffel Jr.,
passed away from leukemia. My nephew, Patrick Waldron, passed away 2014 from Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Everybody knew Pat. He was just a wonderful, wonderful human being. You'll find that runs deep in this team.
Betsy Whistler, another cousin of mine, passed away with brain cancer, so play for them.
For my Aunt Bridget, she's battling brain cancer pretty hard right now, so playing for her.
If you think like you're struggling during the game, you just think about what the other people have gone through and realize that like it's not that bad. You can get through it.
My wife had cancer, and she was cured at Roswell Park. So, but for Roswell Park, she would be dead, and I wouldn't have him.
Knowing that you're playing for like something that's actually good for the community, good for like how much money we raise, it just feels good playing.
My dad, he's overcome cancer twice, and my mom's overcome cancer 3 times. I'm just happy to be a part of it. Go out there and skate for my parents.
To just play for such a big thing that's impacted so many people, and to know that you're making a difference it means a lot.
This is what we love. When there's wind, we sail. When there's no wind, we anchor and swim. There you go.
No, it's a beautiful day. Every day in the water is a beautiful day.
We're a pretty tight group. You know, being out here on the water with our fellow players is the perfect substitute to actually being on the ice.
We play on boats and play hockey together. Our boys play hockey together. We coach together. So my whole thing was to try to get the young kids more involved, to say, hey, nothing's free. You know, you guys play hockey, but let's give back. Let's try to do something.
You know, when I heard about the 11-day power play, couldn't think of a better, easier way of raising money than playing hockey.
As soon as I saw it was an opportunity for the community, I'm like, that's it, we're in. Got right on the phone, call his coach, which is Rich Feinberg. And he was, I'm in, where do I sign up? And the next guy, I'm in. 2 teams. And we pretty much had the same 2 teams for 3 years.
Our team is unique in that it's, you know, it's mostly all father and son pairs.
I think this year's kind of cool is our boys are getting older, they're maturing. You can see now it means more. You gotta have skin in the game, and they're starting to get that, I think.
It's definitely something special, especially the older cousins who I've never seen play hockey before.
The dads and the sons, you know, the dads are all winded, the sons are all flying around, you know, seeing if they can get the puck around their dad.
Watching them bust their ass every once in a while is pretty funny.
So by the end of the hour, all like the dads and everyone was tired, but all like the kids were still ready to go.
I would never play against him on just a regular day, so he never really tries against somebody else, but when it comes up to me, you know, he's always shoving me. It's fun to play with him.
I'm old, but I could still go at it.
We're on the ice 3-4 times a week, 9-10 months out of the year. When we go on the ice for the 11-day power play, it's completely different. It's not about the hockey.
There's definitely a feel when we all get together. We know what we're skating for.
I have a long time friend named Keith Waldron who's skating on our team. And he lost his son, Patrick.
And I think Patrick was probably the first time that my children, especially Sean, it really hit home.
And I will tell you, it's hard. It's hard to go out there with Keith, knowing that Patrick isn't going to be there.
It was just nice to play with Keith because it meant so much to him.
Hockey was something Patrick and I shared for many, many years. It's a place, when I'm on the ice, I still feel a closeness to him.
Every one of us that knew Pat, was lucky enough to know Pat, misses him more on that day than any other. Wonderful, wonderful man.
I find myself in times of trouble. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
I mean, I don't know if there's a more enjoyable way to raise money than playing hockey.
I love to play hockey, so it's great that I'm able to raise money to help beat this horrible disease.
Such a worthwhile thing. You know, we've never done anything like this before.
For having, you know, playing with my son is just the highlight for me. But being together with him and raising money together, that's what I love.
It's an emotional thing to do it for a cause with your son and to be doing our part, small as it is, to fuel the fight against cancer.
I feel like when people with cancer or people where their kids or their parents have cancer, I feel like when they watch seeing what we're doing, it's kind of like hopeful that it's going to get better. People actually do care about them, how many families we can help, how many lives we can save.
It's a good thing. It's for a great cause, and it teaches something to our boys.
You know, this game it's different. It's not just any other game. You know, when you get out there, you know, you're looking in the stands, you're seeing all the people cheering, you see the signs. It's definitely a game where it's not about you. Every stride you're skating for the people that are on my stick, the people that you're thinking of, the people that are in the stands, the people that have passed, the people that have survived. It's an unbelievable feeling out there. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
There will be an answer. Let it be.
The Whistler shift today was sponsored by SB Whistler and Sons and Advanced Glass, and the Whistlers, the team Whistler is just,
They're awesome.
The Whistler team is amazing. They've been with us since the first community shift. They exceeded over $100,000 this year, and
Amazing.
they don't stop.
Yeah.
And their boat is beautiful. They're all sailors, and it's just so fathers, sons, and friends joining in the fight. You know, thank you to the Whistler team for everything that you guys do.
They have a ton of fun. Speaking of ton of fun, joining us is our good friend, Mr. Carter Kwiklinski. Hey, Carter. How you doing, man? Doing well. Doing well. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Looking good in the jersey, brother.
Yep. It's pretty sick.
I think Carter likes to hang out with us.
I know. This Carter, well, I won't do all the talking, but Carter's been with us a couple years now.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I think you and most of your teammates from the Junior Sabres, I guess last year was 14U team, right?
Yeah.
Originally? Is that
Yeah.
the first one you joined us? What was it?
Yeah, it was the
13?
second one.
Yeah.
Second community.
Yep. And you guys killed it in fundraising, and had a total blast doing it. So we appreciate you being part of it.
Yeah.
And then most recently, we had a little golf outing not too long ago.
Yeah, we want to know how you made it into the golf outing. We had a 2-week fundraising challenge.
Yeah.
And you got right in there against guys that, have a lot of connections. How'd you do that?
So basically, we started a raffle. It's for basically alcohol, but I asked a bunch of my friends and family if they wanted to buy raffle tickets, and basically that's how I got pushed into it.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but we raised $47,000 in just 2 weeks, and you were one of the top 12, which was cool.
It's crazy, yeah.
Did your mom help you with that?
Maybe.
I would hope so.
Janice was always involved. You guys are awesome. The bad part of that is you got stuck with me golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys were laughing the most, though. I think you guys had the most fun out of all the foursomes.
Yeah. We had fun. And Carter did awesome. I think I can honestly say as the day went on, your golf definitely improved.
Yeah.
So your golf went like this, and my golf went like this. And these guys from Uplifter, you probably don't remember it because I had so many good shots, but do you remember me putting it right in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they showed it about 5 times today. So
We heard a big bleep.
No, but we had a lot of fun, and that whole day was cool. It was a gorgeous day, and you got to join us, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But back out to last year, you hadn't done we had done the original game, we had done a community shift, and then I knew you through the Junior Sabres.
Yeah.
And Liam's just a little bit older than you, so we were always at the rink together. I would talk to your parents and stuff, and then you guys got involved. And when you guys got involved, you went head first, and you killed it with fundraising.
Yeah.
In fact, we thought you guys were going to be like first place.
Yeah, we were there at one point.
You were there.
Yep. Talk a little bit about how that whole thing, was it difficult getting your friends involved, or was it easy because it was hockey? Anything that you remember from that process of just getting the team together?
Yeah, I think it was pretty easy because they all play hockey and they all know it's for a good cause. So mix the two and it's pretty much.
Yeah.
Is your team composed of teammates or friends from school, neighborhood friends?
Teammates from every year I played hockey. Teammates now, friends, family.
Yep. So you've been to Junior Sabres a couple years. Where did you play before that?
I played for the Regals, and then I played house at the Saints.
Gotcha. So you've been right up through, and you've gotten. I've seen you play. I've played with you, and you're developing into a really good hockey player. So definitely keep it up.
Yeah.
Did you know about the jerseys this year?
No, I did not.
You did not. So you're probably maybe expecting a white one or a blue one.
Yes.
We got a blue one, but it's not exactly the same.
Yes.
Do you know why we're doing that?
No, I do not.
Would you like to tell me?
So we're raising awareness for common cancers in our community. So everyone is wearing a different, not everyone's wearing a different color, but certain teams are wearing different colors so that we can really raise awareness for different cancer color ribbons.
That's pretty cool.
So we started out with lavender. Lavender represents all cancers, and then each day we're just highlighting different cancers. And it's a way, you guys all raise a lot of money. We give it to cancer causes, and this is a way to maybe focus a little bit in more detail about whether it be skin cancer or breast cancer or prostate, whatever those things are. So it gives us a chance to kind of focus on that. And you get a cool jersey in the process.
Yep.
You guys got, what's your team looking like here? Is this all 14, 15, 16-year-old boys, 2 goalies?
Yeah, it's mostly 15, 14, and then
so you
my
guys are gonna
stepbrother,
have pretty good. You're gonna have a pretty
Fun one.
competitive.
Yeah.
We've been doing this thing for the old guys where we take the ice and we split it in half and we play 3 forwards and D on one side, 3 forwards and D on the other, kind of like lacrosse rules.
Yeah.
But with the younger guys, you guys can run all day, so you just go out there and play 5-on-5 and have a blast.
Carter, is your team playing for anyone specific? Are you playing for anyone specific for the event?
I'm playing for a family friend who recently passed from breast cancer. So, yeah.
And everybody on your team has somebody they're playing for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, guess who's roughing your game tonight?
Who?
One guess. He's not a celebrity, but he's
to
close to
us.
our family.
Liam
that big guy.
Oh, wow.
So Liam loves roughing. I think last year he roughed probably at least 6 or 7. We couldn't get him off the ice.
Wow.
He didn't eat. He didn't even really drink anything, and he roughed like three 3-hour shifts in a row.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, so he's excited to rough you guys tonight, and we think maybe you should go warm up before the game starts.
Yeah, man, have fun. Thanks for doing this again.
Yeah.
And we look forward to doing it in the future.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Good
all
luck
you
this
do.
season.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Keep it up. So today we cycled through a ton of players, and they had so much fun, and we want to show you how much fun they actually had.
This is full-blown survival. It's going to be great.
I think the game's super fun so far. It's fast-paced. It's good that they have the blue line to make sure you're not running too much. It's high pace. You still feel like you're playing hockey, so it's a lot of fun.
I thought it would be fun, get a bunch of my friends and play hockey for.
This is how easy it is to donate. We're going to go right to Google, type in 11-day power play. That takes a second, 1 second. Click on our website, donate button right on the home page. Find a fundraiser. In this case, it's going to be me, of course, because I'm in second place. I need to get in first place. Osikowski, there I am. Thank you for a $25 donation. Cover our processing fees. And this is Bill Chef Lucas giving me a donation. What a guy. Scroll down, fill in the information that you need to, put in your card information, click donate. Boom, 30 seconds. Do it. Easy.
So we had a $1 million goal, but now we need to hit 1.1.
We need to hit 1.1. We're at like 1,040,000 just about.
We can do
And
this.
We got a whole week left. 8 days left. So we can definitely do that. So those of you, out there listening, please share your pages if you're a player. Please donate to a player or a team. It's so easy. Our beneficiaries, Aim, talk about just our beneficiaries.
Roswell, Make-A-Wish, Camp Good Days, the Oshai Children's Hospital this year we added. The money stays local, but the money also helps people from all over the place. People come to Roswell Park from all over the world, and it's really important to support the research. And we've talked a lot about seed money and the importance of the money being raised from our community. Those dollars, $1 can equal $14 when it comes to grants that are received at the hospital. So even if you can only afford $1, it's important. So. Do we want to see if the boys are out
These
there?
guys are represented by Burgundy.
I'm a little nervous about Liam roughing street hockey.
I
don't think he's ever played street hockey. Has he?
Yes, we have a street hockey net. He's played in front of our house many times, but not
How's he
like
gonna
when I
rough
was a
an
kid.
organized game?
When I was a kid, there would be like 20 kids, not 20, maybe a dozen kids playing in the street from all other streets, and you'd play, and the car would come and beep, and kids don't do that. Like, we don't have the same level of comfort, I guess, or with people playing out in the street. Sometimes I don't know. It's just different. When old guys like me played in the street, it was true street hockey. And Marty Baran was there the other day talking about like in Quebec City where he was, they'd get 5 or 6 feet of snow. Then these plows would come through and literally like cut in a wall of snow, and they'd have like a rink in the street because it was 5-foot-high boards of frozen snow.
So street hockey is fun.
It's
We
a
found out
blast.
today that a lot of people were very surprised. Although in Canada, I hear in Canada, street hockey is a big thing, according to Jay McKee.
Canadian, ask any of these guys, McKee, Pekka, Baran, when we told them about ball hockey, they're like, ball hockey, I'm totally in.
Yeah.
Because they're, whether it's ball hockey, knee hockey, playing hockey in the halls when you're a kid. You find a way.
So we had, so we just recently tried to play our player's log, and we ran into some technical difficulties, if you couldn't tell. But I think we're ready to play it now.
This is full-blown survival. It's going to be great.
I think the game's super fun so far. It's fast-paced. It's good that they have the blue line to make sure you're not running too much. It's high pace. You still feel like you're playing hockey, so it's a lot of fun.
I thought it would be fun, get a bunch of my friends and play hockey for a good cause or a good reason.
A couple guys on the team are on my hockey team, my coach, a couple players, and then there's another younger team, the Amherst 05 team, who's here, and a bunch of them are members of my family. My uncle, my dad is on the team, but not here today. So it's a lot of fun. I know I'm pretty close with all these people, so it's fun to get out here and play.
Some of them are my former hockey teams or my current kids on my hockey team. Some of them I just know from the neighborhood or school and stuff, all over the place.
Unfortunately, in this community especially, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to be personally affected, and that's why we're doing this. My
cousin Patrick died of cancer about 6 years ago. My uncle Dennis, who my middle name is named after. I have a lot of close family members that have been diagnosed and have cancer, and just anybody that really has it, you kind of just play for them, raise money. It's super cool to have some pictures of them in the stands, like my great grandma who died from cancer, she's in the stands. So it's just a reminder about what it is and how important it is to raise awareness for it.
I didn't expect the first year to be as powerful mentally and emotionally as it was. It was an amazing experience. It's really humbling to be able to do it, and the fact that we're playing out here at Riverworks is equally gratifying, and it's going to be tremendous.
So this is the first time we've seen the burgundy versus light blue. Each day we focus on a different one. These guys did us a favor and switched their schedule a little bit, so these are actually a little tease for tomorrow colors. Burgundy represents myeloma and also head and neck cancers, and the light blue color represents prostate cancer. We're going to have a little bit more features about those things, about those types of cancers tomorrow. But the jerseys look great. Talk to Carter. Just a minute. He absolutely loves it. Most everybody enjoys having a little bit of a switch. This is going to be a good game. These guys are all, besides Glenn out there, all very, very high-end hockey players, 14, 15 years old. So they are in the thick of youth hockey from for the most part, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's a different sport, but it translates well. If you're a good basketball player, you're a good hockey player. I'll tell you right now, hockey players do not make good basketball players in general.
So after our conversation last night about me never learning how to ice skate, I was told that I should surprise you and hire a trainer.
Yeah.
A figure skater. That might come out next year before the event and surprise you.
And then we really appreciate you guys playing. You guys every year go above and beyond. The Dutch Slackers this year raised $21,332.42. That is incredible. That's one of the top fundraising routines that you guys have gotten used to. You guys are amazing. Can't thank you enough for everything that you do. We truly appreciate it. Your top fundraiser was Parker. I'm going to butcher this last name. Wojciechowski. Was $3,140. Power players, Carter, and your captain, Carter Kwiklinski, was $2,545. Evan Applegate was $1,655. Cameron Murray was $1,390. Brady Susie was $1,150. And Riley Kwiklinski was $1,150. Guys, that is incredible. We appreciate everything that you guys do. We appreciate you coming out and playing tomorrow. It means a lot to us to have you guys here. So let's have a good game of hockey.
We are now joined by Mr. Alan Davis.
For After Hours, sponsored by Thin Man Brewery.
Love Thin Man.
We welcome Al.
Alan Davis is the program director for WGR 550 Radio. He is an original 40 2017 world record game holder. He is a member of the board of directors of the 11 Day Power Play, Inc. and Nova Scotia Junior D Hall of Famer Alan Davis.
Get the letter. It's at least B. And the reason I checked before coming down here because I knew you would hammer me. It is B, fourth line.
Fourth line?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in the 11 Day, you were first line. So that's
Thank
all
you,
that matters.
Amy. Thank you, Amy. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's been fun watching this. You two are now lost as TV stars, so I'm sure there's more shows to come. This is only the beginning.
I mean, as soon as I get a new tooth, I have a new career.
Why? I think the tooth is one of the things that's drawing people here.
Oh yeah.
We were going to actually have a segment, Mike's Missing Tooth. We decided to not do that.
Where's Waldo? Where's the tooth?
I want one of the golf shirts. I noticed that, smart production people make sure there's plenty of golf wear and 11-day power play golf shirts for the hosts.
Well, we actually had a 2-week competition to get into the golf challenge. So top fundraisers had to earn that.
I know. There were a lot of golf balls in my backyard.
That's right. Alan
like
lives
20.
For people that don't know, Alan lives on Glen Oak Golf Course.
Yeah, for those that are listening, 17, second house on the left, just plaster it.
Just plaster it. Yeah,
he's got an extra room.
Tammy and I had a lot of fun finding golf balls. But listen, let me tell you something. If I could just say one thing about that golf challenge. Mike mentioned it to us in a meeting. And we have, of course, for 2 years been trying to put on the original 40 golf tournament to support the 11-day. And, for whatever reason, of course, COVID-19 this year, the big reason we weren't able to do it. And then last year there were date complications that didn't allow us to do it. So Mike says, I want to try this challenge. And after seeing how much fun the guys had and how much it raised as a fundraiser, tremendous. Well done. It was really good. And I know all the guys had an awful lot of fun participating. So you've now created another annual, so congratulations. Really well done. Really well done.
That was born from the COVID, actually kind of like a COVID event when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, and Phil Mickelson played. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So we kind of mimicked it after that a little bit. So it worked out great. 47 grand. In 2
Yeah,
years.
it got a lot of energy quickly, and a lot of the people who were involved, trying to raise funds, they were really jazzed about the opportunity to be able to play.
Yep.
So, and those who put on golf tournaments on a regular basis know it's a lot of work. There's a ton that goes into it. There's a lot that goes into even this particular challenge, but much less than a regular golf tournament because you can control the field a lot better.
Right.
The golf course is able to accommodate you a lot easier.
Right.
It fit protocols very easy this year,
Right.
so well done.
We could
Well
provide
done.
golf shirts. That was easy.
Right, plenty of golf shirts apparently.
And of course, our friends from Uplifter Video got to see all my great shots.
Listen, Uplifter Video has been outstanding. So
Yeah.
you guys are here forever now, correct?
Let's talk to them right now.
Yeah.
We've got
I
Jason
mean, this
over
is
here.
this is basically your new life. Yeah.
So Jason says it's tiring and exhausting, but
It's like Hotel California.
he feels like he's an original 40. Not sleeping.
Well, I can understand that, though, because a lot of the physical was taken care of before we started the event in 2017. We trained pretty hard for that. The mental was a big part of it, actually. I mean, it really was tough.
Oh, yeah.
It really was tough.
We had a few of the guys on that played before. Your good buddies, Chris Boron, CB.
I watched.
And Dan McGee, Goo.
And Dan, yeah.
So we had a little trivia for them.
Uh-oh.
It was, who was the leading scorer during the event?
That would have been Kenny Corp.
Yep. And who
And
was
Jeff Peters was second.
And Jeff Peters was second. Who was third?
I think you were.
No. Nick Fatty.
See, that's smart. Just for anybody who knows, you always pay tribute to the
He's a
host
D.
right away.
He's a D.
Yeah.
And then who's the lowest non-goalie?
That would have been me. And I actually think you guys padded my goals because at the end, it says Alan Davis got 14 goals, and I'm going, I don't remember 14 goals. I remember 19 shifts, but I don't remember 14 goals.
Well, you were the oldest member of that team, and it was an inspiration to a lot of people, so you did awesome.
Well, it was fun, and I say that lightheartedly now, but it was a heck of a challenge. There's no doubt about it. A heck of a challenge. And what's come out of it has been unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable when you see this event. And congratulations to everybody for persevering, never saying no, never saying die. There were plenty of texts, plenty of phone conversations. Talk about a ride like this.
Yeah,
week in
the
and
three
week
of
out.
us. The three of us talked a lot.
But I think that as I sit here now and I see how everybody's enjoying the event, I have to be honest with you. I was sitting up there watching that game and going, so what is the record for ball hockey?
Oh, no. I'm glad you said it, not me.
Oh, boy.
I'm just curious.
I'll let you know in about an hour.
You should. I'm serious because it is a lot of fun. It's hard. It's grueling, but I mean, it is a challenge.
Yeah.
And we're all seeking that challenge. And to watch that game that just completed, which had a number of original 40 guys playing it, and others who I know would have loved to have been able to play in the original event but couldn't for one reason or another. But it was a very spirited game, and it was a control game. There's some talent out there, and it was fun to watch. It really was an awful lot of fun
some
to watch.
good hockey players.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. And this venue is terrific.
Yeah,
They've
as
been
you guys
so
know.
accommodating. I mean, when we first met with them, we weren't quite sure if we were going to be able to have it, and they said, whatever you need up to the last minute.
Yep.
You can use the facility. You have our blessings, and I can't
Yeah, it's
even.
been great.
They've been
Sean
amazing.
Green's been great right from the start. So Yeah, I can't say enough.
We have our own locker room. We actually have our
you
own
guys have
full
everything.
hockey
I mean,
locker
seriously.
room.
We got a trailer over there.
I know. Seriously, we've lost the two of you.
AC,
I'm impressed with Mike because he's played in a number of games out here filling in. And he was out there with those kids yesterday, and he's the one who suggests to him. Now, there's only, keep in mind, everybody, you want to have 5 or 6 people on your bench when you do this. Well, this game had 1 on each bench. So Mike's the one who suggests, hey, you guys just want to play regular hockey instead of splitting the floor up and having 3 up, 3 back? And I said, yeah, okay. And then he says, I'll play. And he's out there running up and down, and I'm going, dude.
He goes from announcing the top fundraisers and how much the team has raised to all of a sudden he's got a jersey on and he's playing. This is what happens, Alan. This is what happens.
And the thing with Mike, and there's players that you see like this. I sometimes see it on Chris Boron's face, but Mike, I always see it. He has a smile, and it's almost like a smirk. That's what a lot of guys see it as, a smirk. Like he gets that look in his, I'm gonna tool you here, and I'm gonna, it's just that thing. Well, he had that for a while yesterday. And I got a kick out of watching him. Yeah. He was having an awful lot of fun out there.
I have an answer to your question. 105 hours and 12 minutes.
Jeez, that's
less than half of what we did.
That would be a breeze.
That's.
Here we go.
5 days.
Nobody knows what we're laughing at, so. Tammy,
Frank Selke.
I just looked at the live feed, and it said,
YouTube.
I love listening to that golden throat, as he's known as in Toronto, Alan Davis. And of course, that came from Tammy Davis.
Of course. There's one of the smartest people in the world. I'm telling you.
Yes, she's
She's great. But Frank Selke Jr. gave me that name years ago. He worked for Moosehead at that time, or I'm sorry, Molson at that time, and they had the hockey rights for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And so we had secured for the radio station the rights to have the Maple Leafs, so I was working with him constantly.
Awesome.
So we would have phone conversations, and he's the one who phoned me one day, and he says, is Golden Throat there?
You do have that voice.
I mean, Frank Selke, that's a pretty impressive name to throw out there.
Well, just being around the hockey world as long as I have, you do get to, and as a broadcaster, you get to know these people. Through your work.
As a broadcaster with 50 years experience, how do you think we've been doing so far?
Well, I do have a critique. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get critiqued anyway.
Well, we do by the hour.
Yeah. I think that you guys have come a long way in a few days.
You know what? We were talking about it today. The first night, we were nervous.
Yeah, and I mean, that's natural.
And, having a rehearsal with technology in place never happened. Yeah. So, everything just happened so quickly, and we got things set up, and all of a sudden we were live. And, yeah.
The trick, and there's not many that know how to do it, but Larry King was brilliant at listening. And it's about listening as opposed to having prepped questions all the way through. Certainly you have to have a plan.
Right.
But Larry was gifted at listening to his guest and following the conversation that way. And he relaxed his guests that way. That's the part that takes a little while. And I've worked with some really good ones.
We haven't taken that class yet.
What's that?
We haven't taken that class yet.
No, I don't expect you're going to get to that level.
I'm a listener. I listen.
You're good. Okay.
Now we've got them. This is the best part.
Jason, before you got on, not even an hour ago, Jason said, I need to have a show of all the stuff we say to each other when it's not on the air.
Yes, the one. That's the one.
And then when you were hot, and we had just said something, we're like, oh no. And then he's like, just kidding.
Well, it's fun though. I've been doing it for an awful long time. My dad actually was an MC. It wasn't his profession, but in our town they would always get him to be the MC for our community events.
Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, not far from where Sidney Crosby.
I heard of him.
Nate McKinnon.
I've heard of him.
and
Brad
Marchand are from.
Not bad.
Right from that area. Grew up there. It's the Atlantic time zone. We're right on the ocean. I grew up next to the ocean. And for most of my life, I wanted to get to central part of Canada. My goal was to get into broadcasting, get to Toronto, and hopefully really start a career there. And I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. And the company that I started with, I didn't know it at the time, but I started writing shows for a network up there for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and lo and behold, the company bought that company, and I ended up getting an opportunity to work in sports like very early on. So
awesome.
From 1986 on, I was broadcasting sports.
So writing shows, Jason and Mark are, the Uplifter guys are going, wait, now you're telling us this? You could have helped write some of the scripts for 11 straight days for 3.5 hours a night?
This is a different discipline. He'll tell you that. Yeah. What I was writing was for radio. Radio's a totally different discipline. And television is you've got to have your marks right in television. It's much. When I did television, I was one who didn't like television because of that very reason. Radio provided the freedom that I enjoyed. And then it was kind of one of those things where I was in the right place at the right time. When All Sports Radio launched in New York, I was running the network for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Blue Jays at that time. And I had established a show on the radio station called Primetime Sports with Bob McCowan. And we launched the All Sports station in 1992, in September of 92, and I was the program director for that. So I've been doing it for a long time, and I've been blessed. I've been lucky, very lucky.
So Entercom has been incredibly generous and so helpful to the 11-day power play since the beginning. I mean, Mike and I usually start out the year trying to fill applications for teams to play, and all we have to do is jump on the radio with you guys. So, maybe you could talk a little bit about how much you guys have helped us.
Well, I will. I love Buffalo. My wife, Tammy, and I have been blessed to be able to come here. When Mike Pekka was on the other night, I kept going like this when Mike was on talking about this community and talking about the people here, and he couldn't be more right. Well, Entercom Buffalo is like that. The people there, I love the people there. I love working with every one of them, and they'll jump in for any cause. They love this one. They particularly do love this one. You have Brian Mazurowski, who is the morning host with Susan Rose on WBEN. He's a participant. And then you have all the producers. I have every producer on WGR are all in. They're all in, and they can't wait to come down here and play ball hockey. So WGR is really fired up about it. And so when it comes time to talk to Mike and Amy, they love it. They love it. So, and of course, Star and Kiss, the same thing. The same thing for them. They're very much a part of all the efforts here as well. And we welcome you with open arms, and anything we can do to help, we do.
It was funny, the one time I was going on GR 550, and Mike was out of town last minute, and I was like, I have to go on the radio to talk about sports. Like, how am I going to get through this? And Jeremy just made me feel so comfortable, and it was probably the best interview I ever had.
Yeah, the guys make you comfortable. I mean, Howard and Jeremy, Mike, Chris, Sal, all of them.
Great professionals.
Yeah, and they're a great crew.
I do think they picked on you most of the time. And I was defending you.
Well,
not Alan. No, sweet Alan.
That does come with the territory. That comes with the territory all the time. The other group that I do want to mention here is my Dragon Boat family. I reached out to them again the other night.
Speaking of Riverworks.
Yes. And, Hope Chest with Susan Gates and that whole family over there. They couldn't have their event this year, and they've had it here, as you two know. You've come down and you've been part of it. You've participated, Amy.
Wasn't easy. It was fun, though.
You have all these breast cancer survivors that are part of that event. Well, they couldn't have their event this year, but they still made sure to support this one, and that will continue. So I'm impressed with that. And the same I call the races for Buffalo, and I do it in Philadelphia, and I do it in Tampa. And they've all supported this event. They support me. They're the lion's share of my donation is coming from those groups.
That's awesome.
And I was fortunate enough 6 years ago, to be in Sarasota. I was asked to go down and call the races and be the MC for the International Breast Cancer Survivors Dragon Boat Festival. And you had over 100 teams.
Wow.
All breast cancer survivors from all over the world. It was a tremendous event. And, it really struck me that these are just people, women who are just, despite everything they're going through, as you well know, they still feel purpose and hope, and they still feel like there are so many good things that are happening in their life. I was amazed by that. The camaraderie was tremendous, and I couldn't have been more proud of them to do the job that they did out on the water, because let me tell you, they're extremely competitive. But to see them in the village and to watch them mingle with one another,
it's a bond.
Everybody in the world should see that.
When a breast cancer patient is first diagnosed, my experience was I wanted to talk to somebody that had been through it or somebody that's going through it, and there's a bond there and a connection that is just there forever. My best friends are breast cancer survivors. It's you get that ailment, that ache, that pain, and you think it's back, and you call your friend who is going to sit there and talk you out of it. So I can absolutely see exactly what you're saying with a boat race, which is not easy. Those women are strong.
They're strong. They're in shape. They're competitive. The bond is extremely strong. And in Tampa at that festival, they take and every one that I do, whether it's here in Buffalo, they of course do it. They take a moment during the festival to recognize breast cancer survivors and those teams, especially with a ceremony every year. And I'm always moved by that. I'm always moved. I don't know that we as people sometimes realize you don't have to say anything. You really don't have to say anything. You just have to be yourself. Mm-hmm. That's all anybody's really asking, just for you to be around and be there if necessary.
And they know you have the best voice in town, so.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but it comes with the territory a little bit. As I said, my dad, I got it from him.
So you mentioned a couple of the producers. Talk about your upcoming shift. You played in the original group where we played each other and had some fun. Tell us about the shift that you're going to play and what that's going to look like.
That'll be a mess. It is every year. It's a lot of fun. But, yeah, I'll have the WGR team, and I've stacked it a little bit. I try to stack it a little bit, so I've gone out.
Owen
Well, see, Owen can't now. Owen's
right.
not going to be available. He's too, he's
kind
of like Liam. You can't have Liam. Can't have him get hurt now. So no, Owen Parker, Giant Goldie's son, will not be with us this year. But so we're actually in the process of recruiting goaltenders, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, boy.
But the Gallivan brothers will be part of the Media All-Stars on the other side. So there's going to be Steve Gallivan and Pete Gallivan, and that's always a blast. And I'm hoping also Jim Fink, who, of course, is business first, he's taking care of that group over there. And I'm walking around here just this evening, and I'm hearing, see you Wednesday. So he's busy, right? Even Glenn out here. I haven't seen Glenn. Yeah, so I'm playing that, and then Wednesday, right? I'll see you Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have a lot of fun out there. There'll be a lot of guys. When I came to Buffalo, I was fortunate enough. Chris Parker, Bulldog, was the one who helped me. Came into town on October 14th, 2011. And it was a Friday, and I said, is there any place to play hockey here? And he says, yeah. He says, show up at Riverside at 6:30, whatever it is. I'll introduce you to a guy named Jim Fink, and then we'll take it from there. And Chris came out a couple of times to help me get to know some of these guys, and from there it's just taken off. So there will be a lot of that mix who will be playing on Wednesday as well, along with I've got Joe DiBiase, I've got Brayton. I've got, I think Derek Kramer actually is out this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he had to have an operation, which is too bad because Derek on skates is one thing. But can you imagine Kramer, Derek running around here for 90 minutes?
He'd be a whirling dervish.
Yeah, he would be.
You should put Andy Tokaz in that.
Well, you know what? I'll ask. No, you can't put Andy in there.
Well, he just had surgery, but we could just pop him in there. Oh.
It's unbelievable. Wait till I talk to Andy.
I obviously
Andy,
can't keep a secret.
just send another donation to Bill Schaff-Lucas.
Oh, no.
I mean, he just took a shot at you, Andy. You might as well just give $100 to Schaff right now.
Unreal.
That's the best story that's going on right now. Is that bad?
It gets a little tiring, Al. It's like he wakes up in the morning and he goes, "What are Bill's numbers? What are Bill's numbers?" I'm like, you know what? Can I just have my coffee before you look at Bill's
What
numbers?
are Bill's numbers right now?
He's about 33,000 or so. I'm at 32 and change. But we got a couple things up my sleeve.
Well, of course you do. You got a live stream, as Bill said.
He somehow found a way to disable my my Facebook fundraising page.
Why do I think that maybe by midweek there's a major new sponsor announcement to the live stream, which is coming.
You got 8 days to plan that.
Yeah. So our game is Wednesday at 7:30.
Cool. Well,
and then the Rock 97 Rock is after that with Jixter, right?
Well, we're going to be live, so we'll be heckling you from here.
Beautiful.
So leave us with a favorite memory of the original game and then a favorite memory since then.
And the best story ever. There's got to be a story.
You know, that would be hard. That would be hard. If I was, I would tell you this. When I remember Friday night.
Which Friday?
The last Friday, when most guys felt we got this covered. We're done. This is in the bag. We're going to break the record. And I came off the ice, and they're going to go up to the fun deck, right? And there was that party. And I said, I've got a weekend, and I still have 4 shifts to go, and I'm done. I can't do that. And so some friends come down to that party and ask, well, where's Alan? And Tammy's at the party. And Tammy goes, well, he's asleep. He crashed, man.
The party that's in the parking lot, just
Yeah.
so we know that nobody left Harbor Center.
Never miss a beat with you, do you? But that's correct. He was in the parking lot. Anyway, person walks up to Tammy 10 minutes later, goes, he's not asleep. He's down there. He's on text here. He's on Facebook. He's doing She calls down, get up here. And I'm going, no. I'm not coming up.
That was a really fun night. Strictly Hip was playing. They played us.
Yes.
So that night they were playing out at the Outer Harbor there, Canal Side. And it was a gorgeous Friday night. And then that concert ended at like 10. And the Strictly Hip was like, world's longest hockey game going on at Harbor Center. And at 10 o'clock, hundreds of people came in. It was really cool.
I ran out of merchandise.
Well, the building was rocking. So for someone who actually was trying to sleep, it was almost impossible to be able to do it.
Yeah, that was fun.
But what was important to note is that most of the guys felt like we were over the hump, and now we've just got to. It's almost like playing weekend hockey, which was impressive to think about it. So that I always think of that weekend. That comes to mind a lot.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, what you two have done with this since then, that's the only story I tell. The only story I tell is what this has become, and to meet Nicholas Carl and his brothers, and Greg Beliotti, and Bill Schaff-Lucas, and those teams, and to see what they do to bond and to support this event, to participate 110%, that's the future. That's what the 11-day community shift, big save this year. It's those guys.
Yeah.
So what has grown from what was initially at Harbor Center, an idea that had been discussed by you two for some years, and finally it was time to bring it forward, was what it's become.
I still remember you attended the very first meeting with us at Roswell.
Yes.
They didn't know about it. This is the
first year.
The very first year, and we had talked about it, had some ideas, and we walked in there, and I'm not going to be negative toward them, but we proposed the idea, and we said we're going to raise $500,000, and they snickered a little bit.
Yes.
And I was like, Really?
I think they were concerned that
Well,
that
of
was
course.
a lofty goal.
Because we were not fundraisers. We were just someone with a pie-in-the-sky idea. But about a week later, I started calling around and, get Mike Lawley involved. And, we called Roswell back and said, "You're right. We're not going to have a $500,000 goal. We're going to have $1 million goal." And they're like, "Are you sure you know what you're getting yourself into?" We're like, "Nope, but we're just going to do it."
We're just going to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember all those meetings. A lot of them ended with, "We're just going to do it." A lot of them like, "We have to do this and do this. How are we going to do it?" And there was this, "We're not sure yet, but we're going to do it."
It's kind of like this.
We're going to do it. Well, this is amazing. That's why. This is an important point you just made, as far as I'm concerned, because when we were going through all the phone calls and everything that led up to this, we had discussed there's no quit. There should not be any quit. We might be forced out. Let's not kid ourselves. We might be forced out. People may not know it, but there was another plan after this. There was another plan after this, right? And we had gone down a long way down the road. A lot of captains had already done a lot of work on that part of it, so there was another plan out there to create some virtual content. But when this opportunity with this great facility became available with its timing, it just really, Mike called me, and I think the two of you, I could hear it in the voice. I hadn't heard it in the voice.
We have an idea, Alan.
Yeah,
We have an
I
idea.
hadn't heard it in your voices in quite some time. But then I started to hear it. I go, okay, I think
He's
we
like,
got it now.
"Oh, here we go."
I think we got it. I think we got it. And congratulations. I mean, just fantastic. Just fantastic. And it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun. And
Yeah.
I think the people, I said this to the others, the folks that these guys put together great highlight reels, and, it shows how fun it is. And I think the people that couldn't do it or didn't want to do it, for whatever reason, are going to be sad that they weren't able to participate, because it's a ton of fun.
It is a ton of fun, and when I saw it, Danny McGee and Chris Aquiline and Chris Bourne and a lot of the original 40s out there right now, just a little while ago, running up and down that floor. Kenny Corp is out. What's Kenny? Four
Every
shifts
night.
already.
He's collecting every color.
I've been down here a lot, and the first person I usually see is Kenny Corp. Right? So whether it's ball hockey or at Harbor Center or whatever it is, this community is in. They're in. And so we have potentially established something here that will live beyond. And I certainly know this. The live stream is tremendous. I think having that and our ability to be able to connect.
Well, this is something that we've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think everyone knows the 11-day power play, our staff is so small, and it's really volunteers that put our event on. And for us to tap into, oh my gosh, let's bring the 11-day power play to people at home. That's one thing that I've been wanting to do for the last 2 years at the community shift.
Yeah.
Because not everybody makes it down to Harbor Center, and people have stories to be told. And we've been able to interview every single captain. We've been able to interview, players on the bench. We've been able to be up close and personal with our beneficiaries. And Mike and I have been able to go to see a wish in the community and meet a family who uses, the services at Camp Good Days. These are all things that we've been able to do because of COVID.
Yeah.
So as far as we're concerned, next year when we can have the 11-day power play on the ice, we're still doing this.
Oh, I've already said this is part of.
I mean, Uplifter Videos.
Welcome aboard.
Has provided us the tools.
We have regular meetings.
They've given us the tools that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
So, and just it's a lot, but as you can see from these features and from these interviews with our players, it means a lot.
Well, there's a lot of content here, and it's very professionally done. And I say that honestly. I've been watching it from the get-go whenever I can. I'm always punching it in. And I've really enjoyed it. And I see such potential, as I know you do as well at Uplift. I'm sure they see all kinds of potential as well as you two. And the produced pieces that I've been watching are just tremendous. They're so well done. Well, that content can be repurposed on all kinds of platforms. That's forever.
I want to know how many
so
hours.
So the brand, and one of the most important things that Mike and you and I talked about for never quitting is that the brand is alive, and everything that the 11-day power play grew to become last year continues on. It hasn't really stopped at all. Mm-hmm. And that's tremendous. And this adds to it. This allows for that message to continue to get out there, and that it hits all these platforms And I'm amazed by it, and I'm really proud and happy that it's part of the program now.
Well, we couldn't be happier to have you aboard with us. You bring, a level of experience in the, in the industry, hockey, the passion for it, and you just, we appreciate having you as part of our group, and thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to tell you, Tammy says the same thing. You guys have made us home. Buffalo's home because of you guys. So we appreciate it very much.
Seeing Tammy come in yesterday for her first shift, we tried to keep the same volunteers every day.
Yeah.
So she knew she couldn't be here every day.
Yeah.
And just to make sure that we have all the safety precautions in place, very tight there. And she said, I was so glad that there was an opening so that I could be here when Alan's here.
Yeah.
You guys are adorable. You volunteer together.
Well, you guys make that happen for us, so I appreciate that too, because we hang out a lot, the two of us. So it's fun. It's fun.
So, Al, you and I clearly need some practice, and I think we should maybe have a little – you and I should have some time watching these young lads play. These are some really high-end 14, 15-year-olds. So we're gonna cut over to this game and watch it for a little bit.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, what are we going to?
So that the dust collectors here playing as presented by Douglas Development, our friend Douglas Jamel, New Buffalonian, all-around good guy, and very successful property developer. These guys are great. They're the dust collectors got an 8-8 game going at half. They'll take a little break here and then continue on to their second half of the game. We've got big, tall Liam Lesikowski over there. He's supposed to be reffing. I see him on his phone more than he's reffing, but he is pushing the buttons. Doing a good job over there, kid. It's a family affair over here at the...
His team plays on Monday night at 9:30, so it'll be really fun to interview our own son. That'll be interesting. He's kind of a
Look at the ref.
He's kind of a
hardcore ref
boy
right there.
of few words. I mean, they're on a break. They're not playing right now, so he's going, oh my gosh, my mom's yelling at me for being on my phone.
Liam's only with us a couple more weeks. He's going to be heading out to prep school in a couple weeks to go play hockey in Connecticut. So
we're keeping him close.
Keeping him close for a couple more weeks. And our daughter Julia just left for college today. It's
I'm in Binghamton. If she's watching, we miss you, Juge. So here we are, about to close it out. We just want to make a final push. Our fundraising efforts, are really getting there. We have a $1.1 million goal. We're at $1,040,000, and we know that if there's people out there, know that your funds are going to something that's really incredible. Make-A-Wish, Camp Good Days, Roswell Park, and the Oshai Children's Hospital. Our own community. It's really easy.
We showed it today.
Just don't put Bill Chef Lucas in the choice of players.
Within 30 seconds, you can make a donation. So it's
here we
very
are. We're not
simple.
even at it. We're not even at $1,040,000, but we're really, really
We're
close.
gonna keep pushing all week. We got 8 days. I think we can get to 1.1. That'll be a huge accomplishment in 2020.
And tomorrow we're going to focus on an interview with one of our incredible volunteers who really spends a lot of time with the 11-day power play. It's obviously an event that requires volunteers, and we're gonna talk about their experience, and we want to show another amazing feature by Uplifter Video. Hi, buddy. Do you love Camp Good Days? Yeah. That's what we're here today. We're going to chat with you about Camp Good Days.
And you're gonna raise money for it.
How did you know that?
Wow.
You're smart. You're a smart dude. When I heard about Sarah and Nathan's story, it brought back so many memories. I know she's in her 30s, and I was 35 when I was diagnosed with the same type of cancer, breast cancer. When I was in treatment, we had talked about contributing and giving something back. And Mike always talked about doing a hockey game to raise money. And here we are. I'm on my, 11th year, cancer-free. And we've raised a lot of money to support resources that are so important to our community.
Thanks so much for having us today.
You know, as difficult as it is to go through treatment yourself, having a young child going through treatment is, I can't even imagine. I don't even know what that's like.
With Nathan, we were literally right there.
Yeah, we were actually swimming in a pool, just hanging out, no symptoms, no nothing.
When he started just screaming that his head and neck hurt, it was just one of those things like you knew something was not right. And it's one of those moments that just haunt you.
So we kind of got him dressed and I took him to pediatric urgent care on Maple. And they were concerned because he had kind of like almost concussion symptoms, but he hadn't hit his head. So they actually sent us in an ambulance to Children's Hospital, and they noticed that he had some brain bleeding and some stuff going on. And then he had an extremely long, like 5-6 hour MRI on Saturday. And that MRI showed that he had a tumor. By the next, I want to say Saturday or Sunday, we knew that his tumor is actually on his brainstem. Automatically, your world turns upside down from having 2 normal, healthy kids to having a kid that he was still in the ICU, 2 surgeries, 6 rounds of chemo, 33 radiation treatments, and we're still getting MRIs every 3 months to monitor to make sure that the tumor that is still left is not growing or changing. It's so hard to think about and so hard to say, like that you could be losing your, at that point, like 3-year-old. It's difficult, and like not knowing, you have no clue what's going to happen. At the old hospital, our first outpatient chemo, we met another little girl in her family, and she was going through leukemia treatments. She said, as soon as he turns 4, make sure that you sign him up for Camp Good Days. As soon as he turned 4, I filled out the thing online, and automatically, you know, we were contacted and flooded with love and support. The amount of support that they gave us right off the bat was just immense. What's been your favorite place that you've gone to with Camp Good Days here?
The one that is my favorite is both of the Exploring More.
Exploring More. It is so much more than summer camp. So much more. They do bowling with the kids, they do bounce magic, roly-polies, they do events through local theater, and they just take the kids all over Western New York doing things for them. They have a huge carnival, they give the kids awards, anything the kids want. And it's so great because it's one-on-one, and they really focus on the kid as an individual. When he goes to Junior Good Days, where they do a full day of stuff, he can't say enough about it. Where are we going? What do we get to do? Like, he gets all excited to put on his camp shirt and go. Afterwards, he was like glowing. They just are glowing. They're so happy. So each year, the 11-day Power Play supports more than 100 children to camp. You know, camp can cost a lot of money for each of these kids to go, and the wonderful thing about it is it's free because of, you know, fundraisers and people that donate to our event. And these kids can go and look forward to going to camp, being with other kids and having fun and doing all the things kids should be doing. He was talking about Camp Good Days with one of his friends, and he made a comment about Camp Good Days is a place where we go for people that need happy things in their lives. He knows that he was sick, and he knows that he was in the hospital, and he knows that he had a boo-boo in his brain. For somebody so young to like, this is a place where I can go to just be happy and like not worry about everything else that's going on.
I was on the computer and it made me like super dizzy, and then by the time like dinner happened, I was like, oh no, I feel nauseous again. So it's a lot.
Nathan had an MRI and had clinic on the 19th of March, giving him the clear in February, and that weekend I actually felt a lump. Within a week, they had called me and said that I had cancer too. It was like all of a sudden, boom, here you go, we're doing this again. There was like a little bit of reassurance, like if my 3-year-old can go through this and tackle these treatments, like I'm 36, like I can go through this and I can handle this. Right now it's going good. They're seeing shrinkage in the tumor, so. The money we raise will help families like Sarah and Nathan's family and so many others
Every person that plays, every person that volunteers, every person that can donate is working to be able to help our family in some way.
You know, those kids need to be around other kids and families that have gone through something similar to help them cope and, you know, get support.
It is huge to be able to have somebody come in that feels so passionate to be able to put something together like the 11-day power play. I mean, between me and him with Roswell and Camp Good Days, like everything that they stand for is just amazing. And there is no way that Camp Good Days would be what it is and do what it does for my family if they didn't have things like the 11-day power play supporting them.
You gotta get into the groove.